For the last 3 years, two brothers have run American motocross. 10 championships, one family name, pure domination. But to understand the rise of the Lawrence family, you've got to start with the older brother, Hunter. He busted his ass as an amateur, chasing every chance to change his family's future. It wasn't easy, the grind was constant, the pressure real. Then came a breakthrough. After turning heads at the Junior World Championship, a factory team signed both brothers. So the Lawrence family packed everything into gear bags and chased the dream across the world. Years in the World Championship taught them what it really meant to compete at the top. And eventually, they made the jump to America. But the dream didn't go as planned. Injuries, health issues, setback after setback. Hunter nearly walked away, but he stayed in the fight, and doing so laid the foundation for one of the greatest runs the sport has ever seen. 10 titles, 3 years, 2 brothers, one relentless journey. Gypsy Gang, welcome Hunter Lawrence to the podcast. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Brunt Workwear, and I have got the brand new Marin boot here to show you guys right now. Over the last couple of years, I just wanted to get rid of doing the sneaker thing. They're not waterproof. They got super dirty, and I would end up with track shoes. I wanted to be able to rock some boots. I just made a lot more sense to wear boots. So I've switched to wearing boots, and now I've switched to wearing these Brunt boots. There's a super short break-in period, and they're lightweight, they're waterproof, they're slip and oil resistant, they're heat resistant, and they're electrical hazard rated. A lot of you guys that listen to this podcast, you're on job sites, you run a machinery, and you actually really need and test all of these features every single day. So now you can finally have durable work boots that are as comfortable out of the box as your sneakers, and over 500,000 customers agree. Brunt didn't just make a durable work boot, they've reinvented comfort for the hardest workers out there. For a limited time only, our listeners get $10 off a Brunt by using the code GYPSYGANG at checkout. Just head to bruntworkwear.com and use the code GYPSYGANG and you are all set. And even better, Brunt will let you try this work boot risk-free on the job site. After you purchase, they're going to ask you where you heard about them. So please support our show by telling them that the Gypsy Gang sent you. I met a gypsy. Hunter Lawrence. Hannah.
Yeah.
Doing the pod finally.
Yeah, finally.
I love it.
Yeah.
You've done some Supercross companions, some Skype calls back in the day, but in the
first
flesh,
time in the studio. It's good. It's good.
I'm hyped for it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Well, I just wanted to stay on some Aussie shit at the start before we get too dirt bikes. I suppose Aussie is dirt bikes, but
even if it is still Aussie related, I think that's healthy.
What's your best memories of Aussie motocross in juniors? I just feel like we had the time, bro.
In junior, like myself, or just of the Aussie juniors?
Just the time at home. Sunny States, Coolum in its heyday.
Dude, you're probably gonna laugh. The first thing that pops to mind is super Aussie thing, and it's similar now, like bacon and egg brekkie rolls at the track
from the canteen,
or the dad's got the Barbie out, like that's a core childhood moto scene memory. Sunny States, SEQs, Australian titles, like that core thing. The first one that kind of pops back, like KTM Brisbane, Kenny Hamer.
Yes.
Yep, like 85. That was huge, actually. Like, we went from, we were Kawasaki. Crazy Dogs Kawasaki was like one of my first ever sponsors.
Dude, Crazy Dog Kawasaki.
That was one of the
Sick
first.
Mick riding for them back in the day?
It was MPE Suspension. It was one of my first. Paul Barrett. That was like one of my first legit sponsors, like a little gear store in Mooloolaba was one. Mad Gear Accessories. They gave me a set of secondhand gear, and like that was sick. Went from MPE, we went to Crazy Dogs Kawasaki, and then from that we went Tam Paul. Hooked it up.
And
KTM. It wasn't on Macca's, like Glenn McDonald's. KTM.
That was
the factory one.
That was the big league.
But it was through KTM Brisbane, support from KTM Australia, and Kenny Hamer.
Yeah.
And his son, Kenny Jr.
Yeah.
But that's that childhood, like bacon, egg, brekkie rolls and stuff, like SEQs and Mackay and all that. Coolum practice days with family friends, the Campbells and the McNeelys.
Yeah.
Shane would have the grill out, sausages, bacon, eggs, steak, sandwiches. Like, those are like, that's probably like the coolest one. Coolum practice day.
Yeah.
You know, up on the hillside, Barbie, cook up some good food. Yeah, that's sick. Riding, always feel good, like riding and stuff. Like, that was cool.
That's one track I've never one day in my life felt good riding.
Coolum.
Yeah, never. Couldn't do it.
Back when there.
That's your spot.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
It was good. It was good. We'd load the van up. Dad would be working away in the mines, one week on, 1 week off. So load up all the bikes. Mum, Jett and Tate had 4 bikes. Then Jett was 65, 85. I was 125 and 250. Load all the bikes up, load the van, all the gear, all the Jett's gear. He wasn't helping. We go riding, come home, unload all the bikes, wash them all, boots, chest protectors on the outside, they get dirty, helmets.
Standard.
Jett, I got to go to the toilet. He'd disappear in the house. I'd wash 4 bikes, all the stuff, filters, the lot.
That's why you're a 35-year-old, 25-year-old, basically.
Yeah.
You literally raised your brother.
Yeah.
I told Anna you were 25 before, and she's like, what the fuck? I thought he was 35.
Yeah, I was thinking about the other day, someone asked, and I think it was like 12 or 13 years old when Dad started working away more. Even before that, he worked so much that we never really did see him. All you'd see of Dad was he'd be gone in the morning before we'd wake up and go to school. You'd see him get home, unloading the render bags, the stucco bags for the Americans. Out of the van, a ton of render bags out. And then we'd go riding. He'd take us riding for a little bit, 40 minutes till dark. And so Dad just worked his ass off. That's all I ever saw. So from that young age, when he had to get a second job and work away, I just was forced to kind of, well, not forced, but you just
carried the load.
Yeah, you just took on the man of the house, you know?
Yeah.
Like, all right, Mum's here. Like, she's going to drive us to and from school. Like, I can't drive yet. Like, I'd handle it, but
I could get there.
You know, like, couldn't do that. So yeah, you just kind of forced certain life experiences, like, kind of just push you to grow up. And
100%.
But it's good. It's good.
Man, Wes stayed with us the other day, and we've been friends since like literally 2010.
Yeah.
Like Parla is always, I flew over for Parla. 2010 was my first ever national, first time in America. Flew in on a Thursday or Friday, went to press day, met up with Wes, lived with Wes and Walters for 3 months.
Yeah.
Just didn't leave. So Wes stayed with us, and he's got 2 kids now. Everything's different, right, in your life.
Yeah, I bet.
And we were talking about, Mum, Dad were just talking to him as like parents, you know, and Dad was talking about leaving work at 3 o'clock on a Friday afternoon in Cairns, and you'd have the Evans, you'd have us, you'd have, and then you'd have the Richardsons, and then you'd have Wade and Matt Hunter.
Yep, the Hunters.
And like Weaver, and you just have
Luke
the whole
Weaver,
crew would just road train down.
Was sick.
Yeah, and
the
we'd
MOTO
get
vans.
there. Yeah, we'd get there on like Saturday morning, right before practice. Unload, practice, race. Dad would have a nap.
Yeah.
Then load up, drive home, back for work Monday. Little sleep at Gladstone maybe.
Yeah.
Mackay, and then just leg it the whole way home.
The Cairns crew was different. Like the Evanses, Kelly, she'd road train overnight,
Bro.
like 20 something hours, like consistently.
Every second week.
Yeah. Yeah, unreal. I just remember like the little things that pop up, like, dude, Mitch and Richie, they'd come down at Krispy Kremes. There wasn't any Krispy Kremes.
Yeah, we didn't have any Krispy Kremes.
You know, on the way, there was only one down by like Brisbane, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm like, oh, what are those things? And they're like, oh, you don't know about these? Like,
yeah.
like they're pretty good.
But it was such a cool, I feel like that your generation of, and maybe it's bias, right?
Yeah.
Like we're just biased because we
Sure.
grew up in it.
Yeah.
But I was a little bit older, obviously. But it was like Todd, you had Luke Weaver, you had
GYPSY,
like
Ford Dale,
GYPSY, Ford,
Ryan.
Ferris, Matt Ryan, Harley Quinlan, and then you had like Jats, you had Mitch Evans, Richie Evans, like just Wade, Matt Hunter,
Wilson Todd,
dude,
Wilson Todd.
That kid was a psycho, bro.
He still is. He still is.
I remember. Did you ever go to the Richardson's Lake House back in the day?
Yeah, I did actually. Went skiing.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
He lived up there, right? so we'd go up there.
Yeah.
And Pete had the ski boat.
Yeah.
Todd one day driving the ski boat, and we're all just like trying to bounce each other out of the donut.
Yeah.
Little Wilson Todd just running down the hill to try and make it in the boat before we left. And then he gets on there one day and he's like, none of yous will get me off. 0% chance. And Todd's like, fucking righto. Just whipping this kid around, bro. Thought we killed him. Did not let go.
Dude.
Did not let go. I was like, built different. 8-year-old built different.
Dude, funny. So many good memories. Like, I remember, like, we raced, like, my age group, like, obviously Wade, Hunter, and those boys were a little older than me. And so I raced against Mitch and Wilson. And that was, like, who we'd always... They were a year or two older than me and stuff, but it was always good. Like, so much good racing. And sure, you know, you're kids and you're battling each other. You don't really talk to each other, like how serious mini junior amateur racing is. And then I think I was 14 and I went to the same team as Wilson. Yeah. And actually started to get to know him, and I just couldn't believe how funny he was. Like, he's a weirdo, but funny.
The biggest.
And we clicked and we got along so good. Like, even with Mitch, we got along great. Like, you know, you grow up and you start, you know, you go on 13, 14, 15 and you'll get along and you're like, oh, these dudes are pretty cool, actually. Like, they're funny, you can laugh. And I even think back to QMP, Thursday Pro QMP. I was fortunate enough that school Thursday was like a day off. Like, basically, if you had a apprenticeship, you could, that was like a work leave day, go out, get work experience. Yep. And dude, it just so happened that QMP was on a Thursday. They prepped the tracks, the pros, like,
hey, prep.
It was sick. They plowed it and there was water on the track. So it was sick.
Have you ever seen any of my social media QMP rants from back in the day?
No.
Oh, don't get me started.
Dude, it was the sickest thing. I thought it was so cool. Get there, like all the, Toddy, GYPSY, the Mosses would be there occasionally. Gee, who else? Like
Ferris would have been there.
Yeah,
probably.
Ferris. Like
Crawford.
Crawford. Like the main ones I really envisioned, because I talked to them quite a bit, were like Wade Hunter, Matt Kell.
Yeah.
Jats was there. I'm trying to think who else. Cloudy used to go there as well. Like, I'm pretty sure all of the Aussie MX Pro scene was there doing that schedule at some point. Like Ford.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm forgetting some, but like, it was cool. It was sick.
Dude, how good was Ford?
Too good.
Literally, right?
Too good.
Yeah, too good for Australia.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
The tracks just weren't built to hold him.
I honestly always believe the exact same thing. I'm glad you said it.
Yeah.
You'd watch him ride and be like, if he was doing that at Unadilla, like, that's a track that he could ride. He'd probably cartwheel. But I remember seeing him be just so fast. And he was the only guy in Oz that rode over the front of the bike. Yeah, the way that Bubba did, right?
So far ahead of where he was. Yeah. Yeah, like just ready for more speed, but it wasn't, like, he wasn't moving it yet, I guess. But but cool, man. Like, really cool. Like, a lot of those dudes were just good dudes to look up to as a kid. And like, I remember, like, there was this little private track that Ford used to live at in Caloundra, and we were able to ride there and stuff. So that would be, you know, that and Roy's Road would be the place we'd go with 30 minutes till darkness. They'd go, all right, go, you know, burn through a tank.
30-minute
moto like we just ride until the dark. Like Jett sometimes as a kid, like a young kid, he just pee his pants because he didn't want to stop riding.
Really?
Yeah, he just didn't want to stop. He knew that it's dark soon. Like, we're not riding for another couple days. Like, so he just, dude, pee his pants. Pretty classic.
That's wild.
He probably still do the same now, actually.
Dude, Dino was saying, I don't know if you saw the clip, but I was asking him, like, what's it like at the dog pound? Yeah. He's like, dude, it's just so funny. Jett will just like go, no pit board, no mechanic, no one. First lap, as soon as his wheels touch the outdoor track, he's doing a 40. Yeah. Doesn't need nothing.
Yeah, like sometimes we'll have a watch. Like now we've got Renee that he'll go at the pit board, but like they'll see if they're not at the track yet.
Mechanic Renee.
Yeah.
Bro, he's the man.
Silver Fox.
He's literally the man. He worked for JDR back in the day.
No.
Not that Renee. Oh,
no,
different
one.
Renee.
He's German.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know the one you're talking about.
But yeah, like he'll start the watch, or Dazzy will start the watch, and they'll come out when it's halfway or tell us whatever. But I mean, we know what to do. We know what we're working on. We're very clear, and we know exactly what we need to work on, what we're focusing on. There's no misconception about that. Like, I'm just out here doing brainless laps. Job.
Yeah.
Just, dude, we're going to work.
Yeah.
It's a job. It is a job.
Yeah. I love that story about Roy's Road though, right? Because, I mean, for you guys, and the story's been told a lot. Like, I feel like America's very, very aware at this point. But it's like, to make it from where you guys made it from, and like, you also weren't, you were a really good junior, but you were always like battling with dudes. Like, it was always a fight that you were in with other guys. It's not like you were winning every single race by minutes every time you lined up on the track. It's not like it was this, Hunter Lawrence is like Chad Reed. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you were...
I was when Mitch Evans and Wilson Todd weren't in the class. Because there would be 2 years we'd race, and then 1 year, like, they'd age out of the age group. So then I'd have my year still in it, because I was, that year or 2 years younger. And then it wasn't, the last 2 years we didn't race, I don't think. And I started to beat them on a few races here and there on, like, 65, 85s. But then, like, once they went older age group and then moved into being pro senior, I was like 2 years without racing them, and then it was like dominant. Like, I think my last year in amateurs, I think I only lost one moto the full racing season.
Really?
Yeah, like that state.
What year was that?
No, it was the Junior World Championships in Spain. That was the only two races motos I'd lost.
Yeah.
But
what year was that?
2015.
Okay.
So 2014 was good. I won pretty much everything to my memory. And then the following year, same, got third in the Junior World Championships, which was cool. The previous year, I broke my wrist at the Junior World Championships in Belgium. Last year at juniors was in Spain, and then that's where we got the interest to go to Europe.
The GP thing.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's just nothing's guaranteed from that.
No.
From where you know what I mean?
No.
It's not like there's people that are trying to pay for you to go do things. There's no teams that are picking you up and paying the way through. Like,
no.
It's such an obscure place to do what you guys did. The roadmap before that, you had the Chad Reeds and you had those guys that went to Europe and did the Europe thing, but that was a long time ago in your picture. You know what I mean? Like, the guys before you. You had to dominate the 450 class in Australia, and then get the maybe get a lights ride to go to Oz, to go to the US.
Yeah.
So it's such an obscure place, and to do it from a very blue collar, like Aussie blue collar. Your dad's a tradie, that's a different life than most people that end up doing this shit.
No,
you know
absolutely.
what I mean?
And like, we were very, I want to say, fortunate. We had good support from sponsors and stuff, and that's in Australia. It's not, we don't get paid as an amateur like in the States here. Support was, here are your bikes. Here's like a parts budget so you can get some parts for free and stuff, and here's some sets of gear, and like that's like
that's the top deal
that's a
that
top
you can get.
Deal for an amateur, right? So we were very fortunate to have support to be able to do it, that we didn't have to, only money we were spending was travel to the races and home, But at the same time, if we didn't have the results, you wouldn't have got that stuff. So for sure, fortunate. But it's funny, like, you look back on it and they're like, oh, when did you like really know? And you're like, well, 2014, 15 was like good. 2013 was a good year. But like 2011 and 2012, like, I'm thinking I'm working at Australia Zoo still. And then you look at that and you're like, well, okay, that's only like 4 years. But you're like, the 4 years feels like 8 years of progression and production and like growth. Yeah. So it's kind of funny how fast it can happen. And then from 2015, the end of the year when we leave to go to Europe, 5 years later, our life is completely different to what it is 5 years later from 2020 to now.
Yeah.
It's like 10 years, but it's like, yeah, wow. Like, you've almost lived 30 years in those 10.
Yeah, and the level of commitment that you have to make those steps, right, is huge. And it's
it's batshit crazy, dude, when you look back at it.
100%, man. You know, like even for us, like 2023 was when we basically left Oz.
Yeah.
And it's just like everything's different. Every time you're starting from scratch, you got to buy cars, you got to figure out where to live, and all this while you're still trying to make money and keep the wheels on the wagon, and you've just got to go all in, adapt to a completely new lifestyle. You have to almost block out all of your past. Like your past can't exist in a way.
Yeah.
That's productive, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it was, I mean, I was 15, just about to turn 16, or just had turned 16, I think. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'll pack 2 gear bags, like, to leave Australia. Yeah, we're good. We're going. Let's do it. It was just like I'm a kid. Like, I have no idea. Like, you imagine now, I imagine now if I had to, like, close out everything on my life here, health insurance, bank accounts, all this, just so much stuff. Yeah. HOA fees on auto payment, like utilities bills, like the lot, all that stuff, close down accounts, clean up things, like retirement stuff, investment stuff, all that crap, dude, like a lot. So the fact that we had, you know, they say if you know what you have, then you don't have much. Is a kind of saying that I find fun. I'm like,
I've never heard that.
Yeah, it's one I hear quite often. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of true because, I mean, dude, we didn't really have that much, so it was kind of easy. Like, we packed our whole life up and was gone with just under 2 months, waiting for the house to sell.
What sparked that? The offer from the team the first time over there?
Yeah, and it was Bud Kawasaki had reached out or told us at the event, like, hey, we want you to come and race, and then come back home, you know, stoked, like podiumed. Actually, Maxime Renault and Conrad Muse were first and second in the 125 class, and I was on a bone stock Yami 125. So that was sick. And Dad got a phone call from a French dude. Hey, it was Gail Lucetti. Yeah, you know, I'm such and such. You know, I want to talk to you about your boys coming to Europe. You know, Factory Kawasaki. Dad's like, oh yeah, you know, thinking it's the same guy.
Yeah.
And Dad's like, you know, talking, said some things, and he's like, no, I'm Factory Kawasaki. And Dad's like, what do you, yeah, like we spoke at the event. Like, what do you mean? I thought you were just Bud. And he goes, no, like Factory. And Dad goes, who are your riders? And he's like, Jody Tixier, Dylan Ferrandis, and Thomas Covington. And he's like, oh, so you're a Factory? Yes. This is what I tell you.
Yeah.
And
why didn't you say so?
Yeah. And then Dad's like, oh, crap. Okay. Like, sure enough, a couple of days later, calling, here's an offer. And he's like, well, look, I have another son. Like, I don't want to split the family up. Okay, no problem. You know, Jett he won the 65 Junior World Championship, like 5 Australian titles.
Yeah.
I call you back, dude, 2 days later. Okay, we take them both. And that was that. And I'm like, sick. So can I go, like, it was like a Friday. I'm like, can I go Monday? And like, obviously they're like, whoa, like pump the brakes. We need like a contract to sign it and stuff like this. Yeah. Oh, I was sold, dude. Like, I was just like, this is incredible. Like, sick. And it was actually from Ben Townley.
No way.
BT. Never had met BT in our life before then. And he reached out to JJ and Gail Lucetti and were like, hey, you need to look at this kid, Hunter. He was just there on a stock Yamaha. Don't know how, why, or for what reason. Like, we still are, like, great relationship with Josh Coppins. I'd been to his place, trained with him.
Yeah.
With Jay Wilson. That was another guy I forgot earlier, Jay Wilson.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe Josh had said something to Ben. I don't know, but
I didn't know that Ben had anything to do with that.
Yeah.
Have you been following Levi and Jagger?
Yeah, I text with Ben. Like, that's awesome. A lot now.
I was going to say, Ben probably needs you at the moment. He probably needs you, and he probably needs the conversations about Europe. Because he's trying to, basically trying to follow the footsteps, you know?
Suzuki, even on Cowie, when we first got there, he was there with Suzuki World MXGP. Yep, we'd see him at the track and like, hey, how you doing? And then when we signed with Suzuki in 2017, he was definitely a lot more like I want to say in my ear, but a lot more forthcoming. Active on like, hey, try this. You know, like I used to run my levers like Matt Moss.
Mossy,
like to the sky, like stronger, longer, get back.
So retarded.
And
So retarded,
I loved it.
bro.
I can't ride a bike without this. And obviously not knowing
Just no clutch
why
drills,
I would need
basically.
to change that. BT, he hops on my bike one day at a track without me seeing it, and Dad's watching him, and he 8mm T-bar, brings him down, level, down. And he tells Dad, he just goes, tell him to shut up and ride it. And I come out, dude, what the heck? Dude, who's touching my bars? Like, I knew Ben, because he'd already given me crap about it earlier. I'm like, dude, stop messing with my bike. And Dad's like, go ride it. And I'm just like, all right, I'll ride it. And
Never went back.
yeah, never went back.
That's one of the secrets of Dazzy,
Yeah.
is he'll listen to the right people.
Yeah. And I mean,
I
we've
feel like
listened to
that's
the
his-
wrong people as well.
Well,
we're guilty
yeah.
of
Okay,
that
fair.
too, you know? So,
But there is in that approach, though,
yeah.
that if you are the kind of person that will listen to, you
Yeah.
can't. Ben Townley is an example of the right person to listen to, right?
If Ben Townley's there telling us, taking time out of his day, he's in his gear, he's going to do his motos
Yeah.
as well. If
Yeah.
he's sitting on my bike, setting up my levers, it's obviously for a very important reason. One that maybe I don't understand now, but I'll be thankful for in the future.
Yeah.
Which, check, it is.
Yeah.
You know, like stuff like that. And even if it was wrong, that was one thing Dad always said. Anything he would tell us on the bike, he would say, or talk to us like, hey, what do you think about this? He says, I don't know. Like, I'm seeing this. Try it. Test it out. Prove me wrong. Like,
Yeah.
if you try it and it is wrong, tell me. Like, there's nothing wrong in that. Tell me why it's wrong. What's this? Like, we're both learning. And I think that approach to everything in life is good, you know? Just
Yeah,
try it.
have that
What
open
have you
mind.
got to lose? Dude, it's for a 15, 20-minute warm-up before your motos. Go try it.
Yeah.
Ride the warm-up, and if it's that unrideable, you cannot physically do it, we can change it back.
Yeah.
But maybe you need to break the muscle habit because of X, Y, Z that you can't foresee right now, but in a year's time, you'll understand and go, damn, I'm glad that I formed this habit because now it allows me to do this.
Yeah. I always say, you know where no gets you.
Yeah.
Nowhere.
Nowhere.
Pretty
It's true.
easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck. Ben's finding out how tough the Europe thing is. Loving
good.
it. Loving it.
It's tough,
But
bro.
it's a grind, dude.
I told him, or maybe I didn't. Maybe I just thought it in my head, but I didn't actually say it. Like, I look back and some of the greatest times in my life were in the shit there.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Oh,
It
100%,
sucked.
bro.
There was days it sucked. And you're like, what am I doing? Like, what the heck? Like, but dude, I look back and I go, makes for great stories now. Makes for great reasons to give the young fellas shit at our farm when they're complaining about something. You know, back in my day,
Yeah.
this one, and they hate it, but
Yeah.
I could care less. I think it's funny. Dude, it's just, yeah.
It's one of the things I learned. So my whole first, 2010, 2018, first stint in America, got it all wrong. the whole,
Okay.
got it all wrong.
Yep.
Did a ton of really cool shit, like, but pretty much just fucked it all up.
Okay.
You know, like, looking back, I learned so much. But if I rewound now and I redid everything as like this person, completely different. Would have been a different story, right?
Yeah.
But you have to go through that to get to this. You know,
The best lessons are the ones you learn yourself. When
And the
someone
hard
tells
way.
you, when Dad tells you, hey, don't do this, and you're like, yeah, whatever, Dad. Like, what would you know? What would you know,
Yeah.
bro? Like,
go, you write it.
like, yeah, you're good. Or just the other crap, whatever it is. Like, dude, whatever. Like, I know what I'm doing. And then you proceed to fall on your face and you're like, fuck, I know he's going to tell, I told you so. And that sticks in your head and you're like, I'll never make that mistake again because you fall flat on your face, but you got to learn.
100%.
Gotta learn.
But one of the biggest things that I did learn in that period, right? All the shit, like the struggling and in the shit, is all exactly what you said. It's all the stuff that I now remember and like built a character. Like there were times, bro, when I lived here and I had no food, no electricity, and no water. And I worked for myself.
Yeah.
So I'm just in an apartment with 2 fucking dogs.
Can't feed yourself, can't feed the dogs.
Literally eating noodles, dude.
Yeah.
Just like just straight 2-minute noodles and just waiting for people to send me invoice, like to pay an invoice.
Pay an invoice.
And then I'd go, few grand in the account, bang, 3 grand. Perfect. Pay the bills, then I'd buy some food, waiting for the next one. And it's just like those times were what it just gave me, like, it gave me so much in a way, you know. But then I'd go on shoots and I would just, it'd be a suffer fest.
Yeah.
I'm like, performance anxiety. Am I even good enough to do this job? Fuck, I'm going to fuck up every shot that I do. Did I get the shots? Is the hard drive going to crash? Like, you're just dealing with all of this anxiety and doubt and just not knowing, like imposter syndrome in a way too, you know. And then you'd get on a plane and then you'd fly back to California and you'd be like, oh, that was actually fun. Like the suffer, like all the bad shit.
Once it's all said and done, you're like, it's cool. Yeah. Like, dude,
I'm sure racing feels like that. At times. Yeah,
yes and no. Not really. Everything else feels like, there was times like earlier in my career, sure, it did a little bit, but like, for us, like, it was the other stuff, the other bonehead stuff that we would do, or like other things kind of just out of your control, and just like, it is what it is. Like, dude, I remember one thing, we first get over there, right? And the team, like how the teams work over there, they only have so many allocated testing days. And when I went over, I was EMX 250. So my teammates were Dylan Ferrandis and Petr Petrov, MX2, factory MX2, right? So I only had like 2 or 3 allocated test days for my whole preseason. And
plenty,
we're down, Yeah. And we're down in the bottom of south of France. And Dylan is one of the wildest dudes I've ever seen at a competitive level. One of the only guys at that time that could beat Hurlings on his day. And he's going for the MX2 world title. And he's doing freestyle tricks around this track, like catwalks, Supermans, like lazy boys, knack-knacks. And I'm just, and like loose, just...
not giving a fuck.
It's all good, bro. Like, why not? Like, why wouldn't I do this? It's fun, bro. I'm a dirt bike rider. And, you know, Dickies, shorts, Etnies shoes, that vibe.
Yeah.
Just wanted to be in California. Like, that's my envision on Dylan. And he's teaching me, bro, knack-knack's so easy, bro. And I'm like, you know, waiting for the end of the week so I can test. It's been a long time. We want to fix the bike, get it better. Bored. The idling brain is a dangerous thing for a man.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's learn knack-knack. Sick. Track, south of France, like concrete. He's teaching me, I'm taking the leg over. Yeah, like this is, it's cool. Like, you know, and he's, bro, this is like big tabletop step down into like this big finish line straight. Yeah, bro, it's way easier because the bike, you turn a little bit and lock the bars. And then when you want to bring your leg back over, like the bars are locked so you can bring it in. Yeah, sick. Hey, come ride with me, bro. And dude, he goes off the thing, sickest knack-knack. Dude, this guy's so cool. Like, this guy's so badass.
Yeah.
Dude, I go off, leg out, go to bring it back, clip the rear fender, just down, absolutely pole drive myself into concrete. So south of France. Track hasn't been prepped for 6 months maybe, I don't know. Dude, my knee is it's hurting so bad. And I'm there and Dad walks over, I'm on the ground, and I'm just like, I'm an idiot. And he goes, yep, you're a fucking idiot. Dude, I can't walk. I had my knee was so swollen. Like, I couldn't walk for like 2 days, couldn't ride, missed my 3 days of testing.
Oh.
Gotta wait. Dude, like, all we're here to do is race a dirt bike. And like, this is a vital key into preparing for the season. I screwed up. Dude, like, there's so many stories like that where you just...
Gotta learn the hard way.
Have not taken my leg
off
over the seat ever since.
Hips just don't be mobile like that, bro.
No tricks. Like, double hander as far as we'll go.
That's why I say I'm the ostrich, bro. I'm a flightless bird.
Yeah,
all right? Just rut tracks, put me on the ground. Just keep me on the ground, bro.
Dude, classic.
Fuck, those tracks in the south of France, though, when Kaiser Wolf was in here, he's like, bro, let's try and find this track. He went there one day with this guy, don't know who he was, French dude. Mm-hmm. Races GP sometimes when he wants to, probably gets 20th. He's like, if they race a GP at this track with this prep, not one person on planet Earth could beat that guy.
Probably, yeah, it's true. We rode at a lot of places. There was one guy, and he still races, which we have to race him at Paris Supercross. He's a Super Pole world champion of the world of the universe, Greg Aranda.
Yes, dude.
And the team would show me videos of him doing these massive leaps, these huge jumps, extensions, transfers. Some track in the middle of whoop whoop, bone dry, hospitals maybe 2 hours away.
Yeah. Hospital's a 45-minute flight.
You'll die out there. Yeah, like, dude, no one's coming to get you. Yeah. And you just hear this YZ450F just wide glide and then launch like one mountain to another mountain. Like, insane.
Dude.
But yeah, like the tracks they're some of the coolest tracks, but track prep is no track prep.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, dude, those guys are good.
Dude, you know what? The 2 words just popped into my mind when you were telling that story. Harley Pizzuti.
Dude, yeah,
Oh, what a man, bro.
I don't think I really lived through that that legendary era.
No.
I witnessed it at Mariba.
Yes, the Mariba Queensland titles.
There was one other track. What was it? Was it Gladstone? Maybe?
Gladstone was good.
Where was the Northern Queensland state titles? It was Mariba, and where else would they go? I know he was a local legend.
Oh, Woodstock, Townsville. Are you thinking Townsville?
Maybe Woodstock. Yeah.
Bro.
Maybe.
I hated that place so much.
I can't even remember.
Bro.
Harley Pizzuti. I haven't heard that name in forever.
The best. Like,
everyone has their local legend. That's just like...
He would get every hole shot. And it's not an exaggeration, right? Todd Waters, Luke Weaver, everybody. Nobody could get a start on that dude.
Wow.
Clapped to fuck bikes. You remember MX Fluff? You remember the fluffy bar pads that he had?
Dude, I think so.
Yes, you remember MX Fluff.
Yeah, I think I
Come
do.
on.
He was on a Yamaha, right?
Yeah.
He was number 20, wasn't he?
I can't remember. I can't remember what numbers he did.
I think I do remember the fluffy bar pads. That's so long ago.
I feel like he never had numbers on his bike. But dude, so
just
fast forward.
Didn't need it. It's Harley.
Nah, bro. You knew. Yeah. His first ever pro, like, cause bro, he would just straight up beat Todd. Like, Todd's racing factory KTM, and at the local, like Mariba and Cairns, just straight up beat him.
Yeah. Like,
you're not passing him. He would outbrake you. He would out jump you. Like, he was so fucking gnarly.
That's like our mate Aiden Shive at Dade City Motocross.
He's
the Harley Pizzuti of Dade City Motocross, and we always give him so much crap.
Dude, his first ever national, and it was when I was like doing stroke mag and filming and all that sort of shit. And it was like him, Todd, like a bunch of dudes were like kind of first going into the pro class.
Yeah.
I don't know what he qualified, like 21st, had like 21st gate pick. And everyone, I said, watch this. That guy will hole shot. I will put my fucking house on it that I didn't own. I was like, he gets the hole shot. Bro, everyone else shuts off and you just hear one fucking Yamaha. Just wide open and hole shots the race. And I was like, I told you, I don't know what the fucking deal is, but that guy, study that guy's brain.
Classic.
Full send, zero fucks given.
Yeah, I feel like the local legends are like so underrated, and they just like deserve so much more. Like just your local hero. Even talk about underappreciated. Talk about the average Aussie tradesman. Legends. I'll
take my hat off to you, sir.
Dude, those guys are just troopers. And they just do troopers. Like, Dad used to have a bunch of like football players and stuff work for him rendering, because really good for your shoulders. And dude, he'd tell stories like, dude, lunchtime, the boys would hit like all their pre-workouts, all this stuff, and then just knock out the afternoon shift, like, mix and mud, all that stuff. And dude, like ropes on buckets, fill up a bucket with render up the scaffolding, and they're just like, dude, smashing it out. Like, and then just, dude, Friday Arvo, see you, Dazzy.
Yeah, we're
Bender.
out. Bender.
Just Bender.
Come to work Monday morning.
Monday, everyone's moving a little slow. Big weekend on the gear, mate.
Literally, dude.
Classic.
It's one of the things here that is just so not, it's just not a part of the culture.
Yeah.
Like people, you go to college here, you get a degree, and
so sophisticated.
Mexicans build your houses, Mexicans mow your lawns.
Dude, they're hard workers.
They do all that.
They graft it out.
The whole tradie thing is just not a thing here in the same way.
Yeah.
But how many Aussie, like, you'd have good mate tradies, I'm guessing, that have got through, qualified, own their own businesses. Now they're fucking killing it. But they just...
All of them.
Yeah.
All my mates.
Yeah.
They're all tradies or in some sort of tradesman work. And I remember in school, what do you want to do when you leave?
Sparky.
Sparky, mate. They rake in heaps of dosh. Cashies only, bro. Oh, yeah, that's sick. Where are you? Chippy, mate. Bricklayer. One of my good mates was a brickie. He'd love it. 3 a.m. Out the door.
Do you remember Peter Rab Jones?
Yeah,
Roofer?
Still talk to MX Pete.
Oh, bro. Dude, like that perfect example.
Yeah.
Fast as fuck on a moto. Mechanic for Serco on the weekends because he loves it.
Just loved it.
And then just a mad dog roofer.
Does not need the money.
Mad dog roofer.
And he goes roofing.
Yeah.
Goes mechanicking. Still to this day, I'm going to give him a plug. Peter Rab Jones. He has no social media. He has the coolest GoPro motorcycle related footage I've ever seen. I think it was Matty McFerrin back in the day at QMP, and he had a little camera in the corner, and Peter comes into the corner, lays it over like fully sick rut, and he takes his hand off the butt and he grabs the camera mid rut, grabs the camera, comes out of the corner, and it was like not bar dragging, but like he
can ride, dude.
Dude, leg was like pushing the dirt in the rut. Still to this day, it's probably the coolest camera footage I've seen of like, you know, your little portable things back when GoPro had just originally started.
It was a thing. I moved down to the Goldie when I was like 17 or something.
Yeah.
And I was like working for Stroke. Like I didn't want to get a fucking job.
Good place to be at a 17-year-old Gold Coast.
Mate.
No distractions or anything.
Bro. Peter Rab Jones. I stayed at his house for probably like 3 months and just gave me a fucking education on being an adult, bro. It was unreal. Love staying with. Then I stayed at Toddy's house in Southport for a bit. He just bought a place in Southport. But yeah, it was just like did the little move around the Goldie thing. But Rab was just the man. Just came home. No shirt ever.
Yeah.
Black as fuck. Just so fucking
just
black.
Tan.
Dude.
That dude, the Aussie tradesmen, they're
built
like,
different, bro.
The skin's like leather. Yeah. Just out in the sun, dude, their skin is so tough. Like, dude, it's hot. It's hot. Like, there was no, like, over here you see a lot of them, like, the sun's probably got just as much sting back home as what it does over here. And everyone's covered up. You know, like, a lot of the workers wear long sleeves and the hoods to stay out of the sun. Dude, I feel like the boys back home, they're just like, nah, bro.
Reveling it, bro.
Dude, tan as looks sick in the V-neck.
Yeah. They're all in the gym,
back
too.
Then was a V-neck. In the gym, dude,
just
tanned, yoked.
Getting rigged out.
Yeah, I'm tanning, bro. Getting ready for the beat. But classic. Yeah, Peter, he changed a rear tire of mine at QMP when, like, I think all the boys were at a race, like, the normal crew.
The crew.
And it was just Peter there, and he was the only guy. Well, I didn't really know him, and I had a flat, and I was like, damn, and it was just me and mum.
You're like, day over.
Yeah, day over, and calling dad like, yeah, do we have any tubes? And he's like, I don't think we got any tubes in the van. I'm like, crap. And I guess Pete overheard on the phone call, and dude, he gave us a tube, and he's like, I had the wheel off, and dude, he changed the tire and stuff, and I was like, dude, like, thank you so much. Like, tried to give him some cash for the tube and stuff, wouldn't take it, and like, dude, changing a tire sucks.
Yeah.
Like, it's a pain in the ass.
At QMP.
And, like, we didn't really know each other, and he was just like, dude, give it here.
Doesn't surprise me one bit.
Like, didn't know he was a mechanic at the time and stuff, but I'm not trying to like volunteer into, you know, that kind of work, but nah, good dude.
This podcast is brought to you by our new electrolyte partner, Soda Fuel. If you've been listening to the show for a while, you would know that I'm pretty big on the whole hydration thing. Every single day, I make sure I drink water mixed with Soda Fuel electrolyte mix. Soda Fuel is packed with all 6 essential electrolytes and key vitamins to help keep you hydrated and performing at your best. With up to 5 times more effective hydration than water alone, you'll stay energized and focused throughout your ride. Plus, there's no added sugar, so you won't experience those dreaded spikes or sugar crashes. As far as a supplement for riding dirt bikes, Sort of Fuel is your friend on and off the track. It helps reduce arm pump, muscle fatigues, keeps you hydrated to avoid headaches, and provides sustained energy to keep you sharp. Sort of Fuel is not only effective, but it's also one of the cleanest and most complete formulas on the market, with 2 to 3 times the electrolytes compared to industry standard, and a cost per gram that is twice as affordable. Lightweight, portable sachets are perfect. Throw in your gear bag, throw in your toiletries bag, throw in your work bag. They've got 4 great flavors, but my personal favorite is this bad boy right here. GYPSY Juice. This is our very own flavor. I think it is by far the best flavor out of the 4. Go to sortoffuel.com right now or click the link in the description. I would love for you guys to try it. That's one of the best things about the moto scene, or like the community. Yeah. Like if you go to a local track, that's going to happen.
It was cool, and it was always a group.
Yeah.
Right? Like all the guys kind of trained with each other together. They'd go to the tracks. Like I think Coolum had a thing. Coolum would be a Wednesday.
Yep.
Then
yep.
QMP Thursday.
Yep.
Maybe they'd ride at one of the guys' tracks, like maybe Robbie Marshall's or
yep.
something like that,
yep.
or Ford's. And yeah, it's cool. Small community. And like even seeing this year, obviously the unfortunate passing of Joel Evans, like that, like I bet so many guys, like I would if I was still there. Moto is everything, but it's like that really puts it in perspective on like, hey, the moto community's small enough. It even is small enough here to the extent where, hey, like, let's not forget the real perspective of like what life is, and like, hey, the sport takes up a lot, but it's not everything. Like no one needs to die for this sport on a track, because it's a fucked up tragic thing. Like it hits the whole moto community, like everyone's seen obviously Jerry Robin, like guys that really knew him that still had to race that day, like dude, like shook me up.
Yeah, I bet,
like
bro.
It does. It is.
Well, and when it's such a, especially to Jerry's situation, like you can watch that crash. Bro, Vial had the same crash a week later. Yeah. And just landed a little bit different and was completely fine. Yeah,
and so some dudes like, dude, it's just
luck, like
bad luck. I don't even know. It just can happen to anyone, and you never want to see it. Like even if you don't like the guy, you never wish like bad malice upon anyone. No, like not that, dude. Like it's
and it's such a serious game that you guys play. It's dude. The Joel thing happened. I went to Star and I was doing a project with Cole. Yeah. And I jumped one jump on the track. Yeah. So I found out driving into, like, I just landed from Florida and Sammy called me. And I literally couldn't ride, bro. I had to ride while I was there. Did one jump, found the smallest jump on the track, and I'm just like, I just fucking can't. Like, this freaks me out right now. The Jerry thing, that. It's just like the game that you guys play, and being at Star in general, right? Be the same at the Dog Pound, be the same at Alden's. Bro, those set of fucking whoops are waiting for you. Yeah. Every single day.
Yeah, and it's like they're there. I'm not trying to come off nonchalant or anything, but like, dude, sometimes it's the simplest stuff that can bite you. It's like whoops, whatever it is. Every time you go out there, you have to be locked in. You have to be like, switch on. This is not a joke, because it is. It's dangerous, and there's so much risk exposure. Like on the weekends, the highest risk exposure, you got 39 other guys out there with you on the track. Something could happen. Tuesday, Wednesday, again, riding, pushing to your threshold, your limit, right? There's no simulators for us.
No. And man, it was, and I mean, I've been around a long time. Like I've seen it all, but just being there that week again, just kind of like really reaffirmed to me. I'm like, fuck, this isn't a joke what these guys do. And also like to be able to compartmentalize it, like that's another thing that like people should study that shit. What you said, to ride after knowing what happened to Jerry. Yeah. Like that is crazy to have the mental strength to just, that goes in a box
Yeah.
That goes there, and I'll do my fucking job.
It's kind of like, I think that kind of compartmentalization comes from a bit of arrogance. No, it's not going to happen to me.
Yeah.
Out of my head.
Yeah.
Not going to happen to me. Because you kind of have to. Like, obviously, you're not an idiot. It could, but I'm not going to let that thought even circulate in my head. You know, I feel like whatever you embody, whatever you kind of thinking, if you're thinking something enough, it'll happen if you're good and bad, right? So, yeah, it's a huge part.
Yeah.
Huge part.
What, to go back to the Europe stuff, do you still think, like, with Townley, right? So this is what's crazy. So, and I've had this thought with Ben and the boys, because obviously, like, I'm fucking cheering hard for them, you know, like they can be so good, and they're gonna be here doing this at some point, you know.
They'll be here soon.
So they're basically doing the Lawrence model right now.
Yeah.
But then you got the Cole Davies model.
Yeah.
Cole Davies just hit fucking whoops for 3 years in BT's backyard.
Yeah.
And shows up and is a phenom.
Yeah. Unreal.
So it's like, how much of the Europe experience, you know, like, what's Cole missing by not doing Europe, or you know what I mean? Like, because it's like, well, that kind of worked too. Like, I think before you guys came along, or like, you guys broke the mold in a massive way. And I think that, dude, I feel like every dad that's a pro right now thinks he's Darren Lawrence. Like, I've said to Dad, like, you fucked the whole thing, bro.
Jeez.
We almost had Moto dads out. Now they're fucking back in because of you. And they're not you, all right? But yeah, so it's like everyone kind of started looking to the model, and like, you don't need to go to Loretta's. You don't need to do all this shit. Go do your time in Europe, crush it there, and then you can come to the States with this well-rounded bag of tools. And then I'm like, that's the move. Yeah. And then I'm also like, wait a minute, Cole Davies just hit whoops for 3 years in his yard.
Completely
changed the mold.
That, right? Yeah. No, for sure. Like, dude, it sucks he got injured. Would have loved to have seen him on motocross, not knowing what he did with Ben, what his past 3 years have looked like. Obviously, we've seen him at SMX Futures last year and stuff. I would say motocross would have to be the weaker link of his program, because he's been so Supercross focused, right? On that. And we were so motocross focused in Europe. That's just by nature, right? Yeah. Like, in Europe, you're not even thinking about Supercross. It's motocross all year long. So that's only just a normal thing when you do something for so long in one discipline and the other guy's doing the opposite. Obviously, when we first came here, our Supercross was not Cole Davies' first Supercross. But I don't know, maybe he was a stud in motocross, and then I just look like an idiot talking out my ass here.
But no one knows.
No one knows, so we'll have to wait. But, dude, everyone's different. No one's career is the same.
And maybe that's just, as I was saying that, I'm like, maybe just the people that are going to make it are going to make it.
Going to make it. I mean, you look at Ricky, James, Chad, a lot of the guys, Villo, all those dudes, dirt poor, right? Like us, we didn't have money. Like, you come from that working class tough, like, dude, no money, right? Let's just call it that. No money, right? Deegs has broken that kind of, you have to be poor because you have to come from nothing. He's kind of broken that mold. Like, he had a Supercross track in his backyard since he was a 65 kid.
He's literally the definition of white privilege. Everybody that shouldn't make it.
The guy that's on the best bikes all his life and stuff doesn't maybe translate to pro when the bikes are equal or whatever, you know. But, dude, he's completely changed that mold. Maybe Davies does. He goes from there, Supercross, dude, motocross, not an issue. Everyone's career is so different.
Don't race Loretta's, don't race anything, just stay in the backyard, hit whoops.
Yeah, dude, exactly,
that's all you got to do.
Everyone's story is so different, and what works for some people doesn't work for other people and stuff. But I think the Europe thing, mental toughness was a huge thing. Being comfortable in the fire, that's one thing I pride myself and Jett on, is we can sit in the fire for a long time and we can suffer.
Yeah.
That's one thing we can do. And I'll say questionably not questionably, debatably better than anyone else.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Is Suffer. Tough motherfuckers. The other thing is just adapting. You're constantly adapting over there. Forced to adapt. No, you don't get to have the perfect routine every morning, and I'm going to go to this coffee spot and have this breakfast,
go to
and
G's
I need
every
these,
day.
yeah, this and that, and I need my cryotherapy and stuff like this, and like there's none of that. Like, you're moving with the punches, doing this. Hey, weather's rained out here, boom, we're going to the south of France, Spain. We're in a hotel room. You need to train like you have everything at your fingertips and our disposals. Like our farm, for example, we have our gym, our cycle bikes, our everything at home and thingo. You got to go to, I don't know, New Jersey. Just speaking out my ass. Yeah. New Jersey, and you got to train there for a month because the weather's better and the tracks are frozen and flooded.
You don't know anyone.
You don't know anyone. You don't know where to cycle. You don't know where the gym is. You don't know. You're going to figure it out and you go do it.
You go to a Planet Fitness, you shower there, you sleep in the van.
Yep. You find food places, whatever, and you'll go till dark, wake up the next morning, do the same. Like it's such a different thing, but it's normal.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, dude, you don't see the sun for maybe like 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, the people up in North America know a winter, right? Because they get snow and they get all that, the miserable weather. But it wasn't until like one morning we were going to the track and it was like 7 a.m. and there's all these kids, 10, 12-year-olds in like 3 jackets. They got gloves. They're riding their bicycles to school. It's mizzling rain. It's like 2 degrees Celsius. So like 37, 35 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
And we're like, fuck, they just don't know any different. Like, this is life.
Yeah.
And you just get up and carry on. Back on sunny coast, if it was raining, no worries, she'll pass. We'll just worry about it tomorrow. We'll ride tomorrow. We'll do something tomorrow. That's just how it is because the weather's so good. Like, so many little things like that you're just forced to get used to.
Yeah.
It's cool.
My equation for success in life is how much shit can you put on your back and how far can you walk with it?
Yeah.
That's it. That's like the simplest definition of will you succeed?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's right now I've got all this shit on my shoulders and I'm just still trying to walk forward. And there'll be a time and a place where I just go, fuck it. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. And that's where you stop. And if you own a house and you do that, like you got money in the back, cool.
Yeah.
Or you don't, and you then go get a job and you whatever. But it's like the where you're going to get to and the success that you can have in life is based on how much you're willing to take on and how far you're willing to walk with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And
that's what Europe kind of was for you.
Yeah, it was tough, but we found joy in it. Like I said, some of the best years of my life and memories are from being there, and there's a lot of stuff that sucked and like things that didn't go our way, but I mean, that's already been said and stuff and it's all good.
Yeah.
Move on. It's life. Keep on moving.
We fucking made it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what were some of the favorite races you had over there? What were some of like the big moments in your career from there?
The biggest was, I think, Motocross of Nations in Manly Basin when I won the MX2 class there against Zacho. I'm going to name drop.
Yeah.
I'll be that guy, which was huge. I was 17 and he was the current AMA national champion. So that was cool. That was really cool to race against him. He whooped me on the Saturday qualifying race. And I just got the upper hand in the mud on the next day. Again, into our kind of ballpark, Europe, mud, weather.
Yeah.
Sure, on the dry track, he was faster than me. But it was cool. My other one is Teutschenthal, Germany. They just had the MXGP there. EMX 250. I won both motos, won that, which was like the first breakthrough, which was really cool in my first year there. That was sweet. There was a lot of crap ones where I just didn't even want to be there. Like things weren't going my way, or we were going through so much crap.
Yeah.
Fighting so much other stuff that shouldn't even had to be an issue when you're just racing.
Yeah.
So that's whatever. But again, it's all like more shit times build who we are, So it's like, I don't look back and like, want to change it because I'm glad I went through it. Like, you have to go through hardship to create a tough SOB, right?
Yeah.
So it was good. A lot of cool stuff. A lot of just life lessons, mates, family.
Yeah, just good, the people that you meet along the way.
Yeah, cool, man. Cool one. Like, there's so much stuff. Like, every weekend when we were traveling, like, dude, we raced in Russia, Qatar, Indonesia, Argentina, Mexico, everywhere, every corner of Europe. Was sick.
Yeah.
It was truly sick.
It's just, it's a crazy way to live the young part of your life.
Yeah.
Like, to go and to be exposed to so much shit that most people just would never get to see in all of their life, you know?
Yeah. Like, I was 16 and... No, sorry, 17. Oh, I was 17. And we were racing in Mexico City. Dad had to go to a race with Jett, like a Dutch Masters qualifying race or something like that, Dutch Championship race. So I went to Mexico by myself. Dude, got this nasty flu. We fly in on a Tuesday. You're there for the week. Dude, I'm sick. I'm in Mexico, high altitude, struggling. Like, dude, this sucks. I'm like,
yeah, that's brutal.
Carrying on. Like, Wednesday, you go for a jog. Me, Jeremy, and Arminus go for a run, get the body moving. Saturday, quali race. I crashed first turn or got, like, cleaned out or something like that. Buried, like, 25 seconds from the last guy. I'm doing a moto by myself. Finished in last. Or no, like, maybe it was longer than 20 seconds from last. But I've still finished in last. Literally did a 20-minute moto.
By yourself.
By myself. And every lap, I'm like, dude, I should just pull in. I'm not scoring points. Like, what am I doing out here? But Volker, my mechanic, he'd put the pit board out every lap. And I'm like, I'll pull in next lap. I'll pull in next lap. I'll pull in next lap. Race is finished. All right, cool. Let's go back. Like, just so many little wins and little things like that. Every weekend it was something. Every weekend it was something, and it was so good. So good. Like, I'm sure no parent wants to see their kids struggle and go through, like, stuff that they can see they're battling through, but you need it sometimes. You need it.
Yeah, that would be such a hard balance. Like, and I think about, like, Brian and Hayden, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm good friends with Brian. Like, we talk a bunch, and, like, you could see the wheels turning with him over years of just, like, I want to create struggle, but it's hard to watch the kids struggle. Yeah. Like, that is such a hard balance to find and get right,
I can imagine. As a father, all you want to do is protect, do right by your kids. You don't want to make their life harder, like, purposely. Like, that's one thing, like, all of our hardship and, like, whatever you want to call it, right? It wasn't like...
Yeah, Dazzy would have fixed it if you could.
Yeah, we were trying to fix it. Like, believe us, we're trying to do everything we can to get out of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, hats off to Brian and Hayden, because that is a very tough thing to do. Like, I'm sure he's like, do I, like, try and take everything away? Like, I always joke, like, whenever the time comes that, me and my wife have kids, like, we're going to buy a crappy little house and we're going to have a separate life and we're going to live and sleep there.
Yeah.
And, first 3 years, kids won't remember. We can live in, a nice house and nice life. Yeah. But when they go to school, all right, we're in the, dad's not doing so good. We're broke. We ain't got no money. We're living in this dump. Once the kids get dropped off at school, then we go back to the other house, go back to the cars and all the nice stuff. And then, like, that, just to create, because I'm so grateful for it, on how I know we'll be fine in the real world. Once this bubble of fake reality of being a professional athlete, on how good we have it, it's not real life reality, and so yeah, it's cool. All that stuff makes you, and it's very important.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
just the fake life. Just buy next door.
Yeah, not even next door. Like,
imagine if you just imagine perfect world. You got, like, this gangster house, and then you literally buy next door, and it's a shithole.
Yeah,
and then you just make the kids grow up looking at the neighbor's yard sprinklers along.
Yeah, yeah,
and they're just like, Mom, what?
Yeah, look, yeah. Hey, you want that? You got to work hard.
Right, that's so true though. Like, it's the thing for me was bikes, like, because we just had shit bikes, and I wanted good bikes. Like, I just looked at everyone else with the dopest shit. But the funny thing is like, my adult life, Like, I can see how it happens, right? Because now I'm fucking fixing my childhood. I have A-kit suspension. Yeah. I got 30 sets of boots, and like my garage is like the fucking coolest part of my house.
You know the itch.
Yeah, so you're just like you're fixing the childhood trauma that you had. Like, I got tons of nice guitars, and it's like all the things. So like, imagine when you have a kid. And Brian, he came from nothing too. You know? So it's like you want to, you know what it was like to suffer, and you know what it was like to go without, but you also knew that that's what made you who you are. Yeah. Craziest dichotomy to face as an adult, you know? Yeah,
I bet. And it's probably easier when it's out of their control. In hindsight,
100%.
You know, like
you would fix it if you could.
Because you would fix it if you could, and you're doing it. Like, Dad's working 2 jobs. Like, he's working 1 week on, 1 week off in the mines. Comes back, his week off, he's going rendering with the boys, trying to get out of hole. He had 3 builders that went just bankrupt on him, just disappeared. And in Australia, how it works is, it's probably the same here. The builder, you know, hey, yep. You're gonna do this job, you know. So Dad, like rendering, for example, you go out, you buy all the material,
plaster, you buy all the gyp rod,
buy everything, you're paying the salaries, you're doing all that stuff to do the job, and then once the job is finally finished, then you get paid.
30
if
days,
it's a good job,
90 days.
If it's a good job, because there's times that guys don't get paid if the job's not above average, right? And all this outlay, a couple high-rise buildings, obviously spread out, but substantial amount of out costs for not a wealthy guy, and they just, got no money. Just run. They just do a runner. So, like, he was working to get out of debt like that. And so
that, I mean, I don't know if it's like this for you, but at least for me, like, we're in a pretty similar situation, and fuck, it motivated me. Like, probably created some unhealthy things in my life. Yeah. Because it went so far the other way. Like, 9 months, got a job. Mowed lawns, washed cars. Like, there was probably a point in my childhood where I was making more money a week than my dad, because I didn't have a mortgage. I didn't have, you know what I mean?
Didn't have the bills to...
I was literally keeping all the money that I was making. But bro, making like hundreds of dollars on the weekend washing cars, mowing lawns after school, working in a grocery store, working at Sizzler, like, I was so obsessed as a kid of working for myself and making money and controlling what I could control, because I was like fucking traumatized by that shit, you know? And it had to be the same for you. Yeah,
it was. Obviously you see that stuff and like, you know, why this bread's stale, like why we got to eat this, and you know, like 2-minute noodles again, like
getting yelled at for drinking too much juice.
Stop drinking the milk. Make it last to the end of the week. I'm hungry, I want Weet-Bix. All that stuff. No, the biggest thing for us was like Subway was a huge thing. You know, Australia Subway is different to here, obviously. Like, that was a treat. Like, once every now and then when we go to like a 6-inch sub or something, that was like a treat. Like, man, imagine just being able to get Subway whenever you felt like it. So like, that's probably one of the big boxes, was like being able to go to restaurants and not look at the price of what it costs, and just get what you wanted. Like, which is a later thing, obviously, since we got to America.
But that's like a bit of a
that was a huge thing. But like, like you were saying, you were bikes. Like, I was never too much on bikes. For me, it was like cars. Like, back home in Oz, like, the car culture is such a big thing.
What was your favorite car back then? Like, what were you into? A bit of a Commodore guy?
Yeah. SS Maloo. Like, Holden Maloo. Like, that was... I mean, dude, that with a bike loaded in the back? Are you kidding me?
Fuck.
Like...
That was the dream.
Dude, dude's a billionaire. Like, dude's got it made. Like, that's success. Like, in my whole childhood, like, dude, a nice car, like a dope car, that was success. You know? Like, I care about a house. Like, dude, whatever. Like, got to have a badass weekend car. Because that's, like, such an Australian culture thing. Like, you know, like, summer nats, all that. Like, dude, everyone has a weekend car. Oh, throw them in the Camaro. Throw them in the Monaro. Sorry, the Monaro. Go get some dinner or something. You know? Like, that was it. It's like, we'd see a nice car driving on the road and you'd like snap your neck trying to catch it going past. Dude, imagine that. Right? Like, crazy. So that's like my childhood version thing. Of that. Dad, he did have, like, he worked on all his, you know, his car himself and stuff like that. and he obviously had to sell it, going through that stuff to getting ready to leave to Europe, and it was even before.
What did he have?
He had a HQ Monaro.
Yeah.
Big block, 638.
Fucking oath he did.
Yeah, it was sick. Orange. When he'd start that thing up in the shed, the windows on the house would rattle. It wasn't a big house, little house, but it was sick. Natural aspirator, just fucking sick.
I love that.
And he sold it. It was before we got the call to go to Europe, so it was early, like when we were starting to.
It was
almost lost the house and like all that stuff was gone, so he had to sell it, and he sold it to a guy down in Melbourne, and no one ever seen it again. So I don't know. We don't know what happened. Like no one ever seen it again. I don't think it was like an orange. I'm pretty sure it was like a HQ. Monaro, maybe a HK. I'm not sure.
Can you pull up? Just type in HQ Monaro. Let's just give our American viewers a look at.
It was sick. Like
just YouTube. Google, and just go images HQ Monaro.
I could probably text him
to get a photo of it.
I don't know if he has a photo.
Monaro. This is like the most iconic Australian car. Yeah, here we go. Oh, what year was it, you reckon? It literally would have looked like that thing.
Actually, the peach orangey coloured one left of that one. It was that colour. It was really similar to that colour.
Oh, they're so sick.
It wasn't that one though. I don't think. Maybe it was. I just texted Dazzy.
Yeah, see what year it was. So this is
Australian muscle car.
Yeah, this is our Mustang, like
sick.
The Chevelle kind of cars.
Dad's always been street muscle. Like that Street Machine, drag.
Bro, how good was Street Machine?
Yeah, sick.
The magazine.
So my room as a kid had Hot Wheels over here, Street Machine. Little Street Machine Hot Wheels die-cast cars everywhere. On the floor, parked up against the wall, on the little shelves, parked everywhere. Like that was my thing.
Yeah.
Was toy cars, like the die-cast, the Hot Wheels. Fuck, they're cool, man. Cars are so good. Dude, like I love it. That's yeah. And that thing was sick. And that thing would just fry the tires. It was so badass.
And when would you just drive it? Just weekends?
Not even weekends. So his one was so gnarly, like you couldn't drive it very long because it overheat. I think it was on Rue 100.
I was going to say he's running on avgas.
I think it was on avgas or something, which obviously was super expensive. And then you're not buying fuel; it's too expensive. So you're not driving the car that much. So it very rarely ever got taken out. But yeah, it's sick. So
you're going to find one of them back at home for him one day.
Yeah, so that was one thing. It'd be sick to buy that one back.
That would
like
be
his
sick.
One, but like no one's ever seen it, and it was badass. Like it was on the cover of a magazine.
No way.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't think it was Street Machine. I'll have to ask him, but yeah, like dude, none of the boys, all the boys that worked for him knew the car because they had hot rods as well. They had Street Machines, muscle cars, so they go to Eastern Creek, Summer Nats, Winter Nats, like that was a thing. Like Adrian Portelli's kind of trying to revamp that, and he owns that now, which is badass.
He owns Summer Nats?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's sick.
I think. I could be wrong. Dude, at least what the boys told me back home. But
Sammy FaceTimed me from Summer Nats because he went there for Dixon Flannel this year.
So sick.
And he's just like, just wanted to call you, bro. I'm at Summer Nats. And he just walked me around. He just walked me around Summer Nats, and there's chicks like with their fucking titties out, almost doing a burnout. I was just like, fucking Australia.
Sick. First set of boobs I ever seen. Summer Nats. Fuck.
So Dazzy took you to Summer Nats.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, every kid's been to Summer Nats. Willowbank drag strip.
Oh yeah.
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 Sick. My best mate, his dad had a sick car as well. Tunner. It's cool.
It's such an Aussie.
Such an Aussie thing.
Aussie culture thing.
Yeah, it's sick. They're badass, and it's cool. Like we've obviously bought him cars over here. He's got a 1973 split bumper Camaro.
Yeah.
Twin turboed, 6-liter LS, fully built motor. That thing's sick. He's got a 68 Camaro, and they're both, funny enough, they're both the same paint job. They're both black with like a grey kind of line down the middle, down the center, like a big not line, but like a part of it. And they're sick. That's what he's into.
He's got that sick truck too.
Yeah, little S10. I think that thing's like worth like $6,000, and he loves it. Built a turbo kit for it. 6-liter LS. Dude loves them. They're like Lego blocks, he reckons. 6-liter LS is so good. LS engines over here. And built the turbo piping, everything himself. No AC. drives it with the windows down, heat of summer. He don't care. He loves it.
Gangster, eh?
Skinnies on the front, slicks on the rear. Badass. Him and Tate drive that every day.
Yeah, that's what when I was there, he pulled up in that thing.
Yeah.
I was just like, fucking oath.
Let's
go.
Just such an Aussie, tradesman, car guy.
So what was the first sick car that you bought? Because it must be a trip now to have what you've got going on.
Yeah, so the first cool car I bought, probably the C10, honestly.
Yeah.
I had an old C10 off Marketplace, bought it from Georgia, purple one, 1987 C10 Chevrolet. It was cool, purple. Bought it. The steering box, where your steering wheel, down the steering shaft to your steering box, it had snapped the bolts off the chassis railing where it bolts up to. So my first drive, I almost drove it off the road in 100 yards.
No.
Like 200 meters. And I'm like, hey, Dad, something's wrong. Like, I can't even keep it on the road. And he's like, fuck, she got that much horsepower, mate. And I'm like, no.
Not from that.
There's a 1.5 foot of slop in the steering wheel, so fix that up. But that thing was sick.
So that was that would have been a big goal for you, was to
cool.
get to the position where you could buy some sick cars.
Yeah. Oh, always. That's the definition of success for me. Like retirement, investment, 401k, investments, private equity shit, investments, all that, whatever. Like, yeah, it's cool. You need that stuff in life. Yep.
Tick.
Sick. Yeah. Tick. Oh, yep. We still do that. But let's go to the dealership. Let's find some, cool stuff. Like, I love it. But yeah, all our stuff, me and Jett, Dad could care. Dude, he could give a rat's ass about.
Nah, it's not.
He's not into it.
No.
The Ferraris, Porsches, the Rolls, he's like, yeah, sick, beautiful cars.
He wants it to sound like a boat.
No, so
when it
me
starts.
and Jett give him so much shit. He wants his knees to rattle. He wants to change his thing into gear, and it's goosh, it smacks you in the ass, and he wants something the woman can't drive. He always says it. Nah, you boys have got they're nice cars and they're expensive, but you can't really have fun in it and stuff. He could care less about our luxury exotic cars, but. The first probably cool sports car I had was a BMW M2 competition.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was cool. And it was inspired by my mate Jeremy Seawa. He had one back in Europe.
Yeah.
When I was 17 and he got an M2. BMW M2. And that was we'd cruise that thing around, go to the milkshake place. Go get dinner.
Yeah.
I was sick, riding the back seat. It's a little 2-door sports coupe. Arminus, 6'4", he'd hop out of the passenger seat because he'd get shotgun. Obviously, I'd be in the back
because he literally couldn't.
Because he couldn't fit. Yeah. And we'd get food and we'd hang out, lean on the back of the car.
Just sick as fuck.
Look at the car, sick. I remember we got Jeremy for his birthday, the blacked out kidney grill in the front, the BMW grill called a kidney grill.
Yeah.
It was silver trim. We went to the BMW dealership. Yeah, we need this part number.
That's a good friend right there.
Yeah, it was sick. Got the blacked out. Grill inserts, kidney grill inserts, sick. It's just always been in my blood. Seen my dad lived it up, always wanted it. It's cool and I love it. So that was dude, I want to get M2 like Jeremy because I looked up to him so much.
Yeah,
he kind of took me under his wing a bit and we clicked and got along really well. So I needed that and I bought it when he was over with me in Florida. So that was cool.
Oh, sick. Yeah. So you guys kind of got it together.
It was cool. It was a cool memory. Really cool.
Do you sell them when you're done? So you sold that thing?
In the beginning, I would just because...
You had to roll them over.
Well, yeah, that and the house, only had a small, 2-car garage.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was kind of impractical. When now I have a lot more space and stuff. So, yeah, just keep the ones and kind of... I know you go through, you find what you like.
Yeah.
Right. You go, this is cool, and then you experience that, and you're like, I actually like this, and then all the ones I've had, all the ones I have now, I've had for a couple of years now, the Ferrari, the Porsches, the GT3 RSs, the latest one.
That's so gangster, bro.
Yeah, it's sick.
That's that's
sick.
a dream car.
It's cool. That one I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait on that one. That one, I feel like that was the it car of the
what year
20th
is it?
century. 24.
24 GT3 RS.
Yeah.
What color is it? Is it the blue one?
No, that's the air-cooled 993.
Okay.
So that's arguably my favorite car to drive.
Really?
Yeah, it's cool. But yeah, mine's a Viola metallic. So it's a painter sample, which...
That's so fucked,
means
bro.
nothing to anyone that doesn't understand it. But to the Porsche nerds, they're like, PTS and they get a boner.
Yeah, right.
Me included.
So it's a special paint?
Yeah, it's an extra. You have to request.
Oh, look at that thing.
Yeah,
bro.
you have to request to get it. Not everyone gets the selection. No matter your buyer history, it's just a luck of the draw. Like,
what's the name of the paint?
Viola Metallic. Yeah, it's pretty. It's just.
Oh, stop it.
Nah, not that one. It's the one next right, more to the right, the darker one.
This like second from the right?
The gold wheels, you see that one? Yeah, that's Viola Metallic. So funny story, the purple one beneath the purple flowers.
This one here?
Yeah, that's actually my one I just sold.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's it. I had the GT3.
No way.
Yeah, it was a 6-speed manual. I think it was one of 4 in the world.
That's living, dude.
Stuff. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
The
RS is sick. So beautiful. DRS. But
dude, I love that thing.
Cute internet. I would make love to this car.
So you had that one, sold it to get the new one?
No, I had it at the same time. Funny backstory. My former agent owed me money, said he would buy it, use my own money to buy it, so it kind of tarnished that thing.
That car.
But so I was like, I don't want anything to do with that anymore. So yeah.
We upgrading.
Yeah, it's out. I haven't replaced that with anything yet. Kind of maxed out. I have need more garage space. Have a 3-car garage and some at other shops and stuff.
Move the Tirana.
yeah. So we're trying to build a house here soon. We're just focused on that for now.
Yeah. So you reckon you'll build a shop for the cars at the farm?
Yeah, if the city can pave the dirt road.
Right.
That dirt road's
Yes.
the killer. Like if they pave that one, we can't actually pave that because it's not our land. Then we would pave obviously our property line to that. Would be sick. But the new house, I'm got a pretty healthy sized part of the house that'll actually be the garage, showroom part of it. Want to have them incorporated into the house a little bit. I think it's dope. So we have a good area we can fit a lot of cars in.
I like it because this is something that you can do post racing.
Yeah,
it's like the car shop.
Yeah,
and the whole...
Like my dream would be to have like a one-stop shop, like custom shop, like trucks, anything, even like paint protection film. Like I really do love it. Like it's like my meditation, like where I can disconnect. I'm so invested in this sport, everything around it, that I need that disconnect. Every athlete needs the disconnect button, right? Whether it's drinking beers on a boat or working on cars, right? And that's my thing, and I love it. And yeah, be dope. Like a one-stop shop, performance, body kits, wrap, PPF, wheels, performance. I said performance. All that.
All the fruit.
Yeah, all the stuff. Like, I really do love that.
And you'd put Dazzy in there. Dazzy would be a weapon on a spray gun.
Yeah, Dazzy's I don't know. He probably wouldn't. He would, but he probably wouldn't. He'd be like, nah, I want to build muscle cars. I want to build muscle cars.
Yeah,
I'll work on the muscle cars. Don't hand me no Porsche keys or Ferrari keys or whatever. Like, boring.
So good, dude.
Just Aussie tappet, as they call them, tappet heads.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
So you got the new Porsche and then the Ferrari.
Yeah.
And so why'd you get the Ferrari that you got?
So me and Jett have the same one.
Yeah.
We won. We both won a Supercross championship in the same year, same title, first time in history, maybe the last, who knows. Thought it was pretty cool. And I had the AMG GT prior to that.
I love that car.
Yeah, it's sick. It's still one of my favorite childhood cars.
Yeah.
Like I fell in love with the SLS from the Transformers movie.
Yep.
That graduated onto the AMG GT. So that's where that
Yeah.
love affair happened. And it had downpipes on it. Thought it was badass. Like, you know, tuned a lot, intake pipes. And I thought, this thing is badass, like sick. And then Jett got the F12 and he took me for a ride and it had an exhaust. And I'd been driving a GT3 before that. Like, that was the first kind of introduction to like high RPM, naturally aspirated motors, right? High compression, high revving, just screamers, right?
Yeah.
So visceral, that raw experience. Drove the GT3 for a bit out in California, thanks to Jared from J-Star. I'm like, damn, like, I get the Porsche hype. Like, this is bitching. Come home to my car driving. Yeah, like, cool. It's a lot quieter. Turbos make things a lot quieter. Like, but it's still badass. Sounds like a muscle car. And then I went for a ride in that, and I was like, fuck.
Kind of fucked me, Jett.
Kind of screwed me, yeah. Because obviously, like, stoked, like, dude, yeah, fucking sick, like, good for you and stuff. And then I get in my car to go home, and I'm like, turn the music down so I can hear the car. Like what the fuck? You know, like, dude, this thing's quiet. I'm just like, turn the music down, like, listen to the D-cell pops. And it sucked because I thought this car was just the most badass thing ever. And I'm like, damn, there's not that much of a driving experience. And
beautiful car, luxury.
Beautiful, loved it. Like, the cars are so good now, they almost lose that driving experience.
Which is why Dazzy never moved on.
Yep, exactly right. And from then I'm like, dude, I don't want to get the same car as Jett, but I'm like, can't stop thinking about it. Watching videos, YouTube every night. Can't stop thinking about it.
You know, if you've watched like more than 3 YouTube videos on the same product, you're basically buying it.
Yeah, I just couldn't do it. Hey, can you take me for another ride, Jetson? Like, couldn't do it. All right, I'm getting one. I'm looking for one. Tom, dude, I'm looking for one. Like, this thing is it's a Formula 1 car.
Yeah.
So yeah, ended up getting one. Full straight pipe race exhaust on it. And everyone that I take for a rip in it cannot believe it either. I feel like Fernando Alonso in 2012. It's the
peak Alonso.
No, it's the best feeling in the world. Like, I don't drive it all the time because, like, the adrenaline rush and, like, you feel it through your chest. It's incredible. I'm in a Formula 1 car with comfortable seats, and I'm going to get dinner with the missus or going to be an idiot with my mate, you know?
Love it.
Yeah.
Do some donuts in the car
park. It's incredible. And I've had, like, dude, long weeks of racing and long weeks of testing, and I'm just like, you beat into the thing and you're just like, I need a decompression. You're worked up over something. Go drive. Let that thing climb.
Let the taco really get up there.
8,500. Let that thing scream. It's the best. So good.
Throttle therapy.
It's so good.
So what model is it? It's a
F12.
F12. What year?
Berlinetta. They were made from 2013 to 2016, I believe.
So put in Ferrari F12. Was it hard to get?
There's not a lot of them.
Yeah, I can imagine it was kind of hard to get.
Yeah, not a lot of them.
Yeah, that's pretty gangster. Do they call that the California?
No.
What's the California?
That's the lame one.
The lame one. But is it a similar?
No, it's so that's a naturally aspirated V12, 6.3 liter monster front engine V12. That's the color of mine. Obviously, it's wrapped white now, but that's the Argento Nürburgring. I'm pretty sure is the paint color.
Yeah.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful. What a car.
Yeah, that is
sick.
That is gangster.
So that red one with the black stripe across the bonnet, that's the elusive, sexier version of it. It's the TDF. They're like...
yes.
Daniel's got one. They're like 1.5, 1.7.
Daniel's got some sick shit.
Yeah. He got a lot of sick shit that no one knows about.
Yeah, Daniel's got some sick shit.
Yeah. But it's cool. And, like, never would I ever buy something like this to be seen in it, to go down Main Street or anything like that. Like, I drive them out in the middle of nowhere where no one can see me because I just want to experience it. Like, I just look at the things, I clean them, I look at it in my shed, in the garage, like, I watch videos on it. Like, I'm a motorhead, a purist. I love this shit. So yeah, it's cool. It's healthy.
Well,
it's healthy.
And it's a hobby that you can take forever.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, there's kind of a path. And this is speaking as I'm older than you know, like, I'm literally starting to think of things in a different context now as I get older. Like, that's one of the reasons I love reading. And it's like, I'm like, I can do this till I die.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, same with jiu-jitsu. Like, my coach is a 51-year-old Brazilian black belt. He's been a black belt for 30 years. We'd start every class doing like a yoga movement warm-up.
Yeah. Crazy,
flexible, loose, fit. And I look up to that. I just see like a future of that, and this is kind of the same thing. Like you can look into your future and you can happily be like, I can keep doing this. This is my thing.
That's the thing. As you say, it was a HG Monaro.
Wonder what year that would have been.
Don't know. I think that'd all be pretty similar.
Yeah, be
back then, but
similar shape.
But yeah.
Be so sick if you could find one.
Dude,
buy it in Oz
HG
and then
Monaro. I'll ask him what year.
Yeah, we'll look at. We need to show the people.
Yeah, even if you just search HG Monaro big block.
Can you go HG Monaro?
HG Monaro Winter Nationals. Maybe.
Winter Nationals.
If it's on there, Winter Nationals. Yeah.
Imagine if we found it.
If we found it, it'd be sick.
Go images. Dude, that's so sick.
1970. So yeah, I think it was that similar model. 68 HG.
1968.
Good year. A lot of good stuff come from 67 to 72.
Man, we went to fucking beautiful. Yeah, that's a badass car, dude.
That's an ugly one. Maybe HG Monaro Street Machine. I'll ask him what.
Yeah, we went to a car show in San Clemente. It wasn't like a car show. It was like one of those car meets, you know.
Cars and Coffee. That's the biggest one in Cali, I'm pretty sure.
Is it?
At the outlets?
No, this was just Main Street, Del Mar.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look at that thing. It looks sick. But yeah, like that era of like this between like 65.
Every iconic Mustang.
Everything,
Camaro,
dude.
Porsche.
Oh, the Chevelles.
Ferraris.
Like.
A lot.
Everything.
A lot. Yeah, Chevelles. Novas. Yeah, a lot. Dragster. Okay. Dragster magazine. Was it HG Monaro Dragster magazine? Maybe try that.
Can you try find that?
We'll do one last try.
Type in Dragster. What was it again?
Dragster magazine.
Yeah, type it into the end of that Dragster magazine. Yep, I think that's right. Oh. Not looking good.
Oh, take out the Winter Nationals.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. This is a Hail Mary.
That's all right. That's what we're here for.
He said it was on the cover of that. Maybe I'll just find it and I'll send it in and you can put it on the screen.
Yeah.
It's none of those.
But yeah,
He's probably got a photo.
Just that time period was just epic,
sick.
dude.
Yeah, sick.
Have you ever driven a Nissan GTR?
Yeah, actually, yeah. Jetson, our mate Jared J-Star, we've had one when we're out here. They're cool.
Yeah.
I remember good mates of mine, again, builders. All of my mates back home in Australia, all the people, they were either tradesmen or they were in the mines. Like there was no in between. You're either tradie or you're in the mines.
I had tradie, mines, and drug dealers.
Okay, we didn't have drug dealers. I'll ask him if you got a pick. And yeah, their dad had a GTR back in
like an older one or a new one?
No, like a new one.
Yeah,
a new
right.
one, like 650 horsepower, like stock. Thing was a weapon, like nuts. And we always look at that like, damn. And his missus drove it.
Oh, really?
It was sick. Silver one. Yeah, silver one.
I'm gonna buy one for Anna one day.
They're sick.
I'm not that much of a car guy, just because it wasn't really like in our life that much. But I definitely want to get a GTR at some point.
They're badass, and like, dude, the value and stuff for what you're getting now is wild. Like, I know Prado's mechanic Derek, he has one.
He's got really?
A GTR. Yep, he's had one for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone that has them loves them.
Be a mechanic at Geico. Yeah, they're just
they're
sick.
Jay at JDR.
Yeah.
So we were sponsored by J-Star.
Yes.
So we used to just get cars all the time, right? And Jay he had a Subaru WRX. I think he got that after the Skyline. I can't remember. But anyway, Jay got that thing, and I was never really a car guy. Yeah. And dude, driving that thing, like, you know, you got the big on-ramps that circle back on themselves, and I'm just fucking clicking gears. And I'm like, no way is this a thing.
It's probably the coolest thing. Action, reaction, push the button, like the paddles, a car.
Oh, well,
gear,
they got
like
the sport.
Manual.
They got the sport mode too, and you just feel the thing. It just like drops in. Everything stiffens up. You got the paddles. Like, dude, that to me.
They're fast. They're all-wheel drive too, I'm pretty sure. So those things just are rocket ships.
Yeah, they're gangster.
Yeah, they're badass. And they sound good for a turbo car. Turbo cars are hard to make them sound good because a turbo's muffle the noise. Like they quieten the noise down. But those things, they're sweet.
Yeah, and then the AMG, like the car you had.
Yeah.
That's another one where I just
they're
love
cool.
those
They're
things.
nice. And they're a nice car. They're beautiful. GTR, AMG, GTR, badass. They're cool. I mean, everyone's chasing the 911. All those cars, the GTR was built to compete with the 911 on the
So
Nürburgring.
driving that thing is like, that's the best car for you to drive? Your
911?
Your GT3?
Yeah, it's like sick. That thing's like crazy. The amount of air, I think it's got like at 130 mile per hour or 20 mile per hour, it's got like 800 kilos of downforce. Like it's glued to the ground. And that's like scary because you're glued to the ground until you're not. And when you're not, the speed you're going, like, see you, bud.
That's Jack doing FP1 at Suzuka spec.
Yeah, like, dude, it's cool. But like, I don't track my cars or anything.
That's going to be my next thing.
Yeah,
Would
no,
you track
I'm
them?
not a track guy. I race for a living.
Yeah, true.
If I'm going to a track,
You'd scratch that itch.
I'm looking to, all right, like inches here, centimeters there, like a tenth here. Like, I'm not trying to do that. Like, I'm just a consumer. I like the noise they make, the acceleration, feel it in my chest, experience. I'm just a consumer of them. And I'm completely content with that.
Yeah.
Because anyway, like a street car on a track circuit, couple laps in, the brakes are overheating, the tires, like it's not set up for a track. So if I was going to go do track stuff, I'd just get a track car, a cheap track car, put her in the wall. It don't matter. Like you fix it, but like those cars, they're not cheap accidents.
No.
But
no.
yeah.
Do you drive the go-kart track much at the farm?
We did a lot, but all the karts are just pretty old and they're just getting old. So stuff breaks a lot more. Then you work on them for 2 hours, drive them for 10 minutes. Tires are cooked. They're 250 shifter karts. They're insanely fast.
So fast,
insanely fast. Track's getting a little bumpy now, and the seats grabbing, like grazing the ground and stuff. So they just need some love, and we're like, it's summer. We're busy enough. We're not trying to be out here sweating and stuff, but yeah.
It's there though.
It's badass. We tell everyone, what's out there? Yeah, we got a go-kart track. Oh, you use it? No, not really.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people that have go-kart tracks don't use them that much though.
Yeah.
They realise that it's a bit of a fuck
Yeah.
around. You know what? Have you ever ridden 110s on there?
Yeah, like briefly, but not like how
Have you got
and Daniel have.
Have you got the... Bro, get the Motard tires.
Yeah,
that
Daniel's
shit
been telling us about that.
So fun. I'll show you some GoPro stuff later.
I think Daniel sent me
Oh, really?
vids of it. Like his track's big.
Yeah.
It's massive. And yeah, you boys are moving.
Bro, and I fucking threw the thing away and just wearing T-boots, some nylons and no shirt, like just a T-shirt.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're just like, and then like going down the straight and then just, and the thing's just on the valves, bro, just banging the whole way around. It's like,
so good.
That shit's probably more fun because the shifter karts, that's the first time I'd ever driven one.
Yeah.
And it was fucking hectic.
Yeah, like
how fast they are.
It takes the fun out of it because it's like you're focusing so hard. Like, yeah, they're wild. They're wild.
How many of your New Year's resolutions have you been able to keep so far? I've been able to keep on track with my daily nutrition habits as I'm still starting off each and every morning with AG1, the same way I have for years. 1 scoop a day or one of the convenient travel packs when I'm away at the races make it really easy to stay on track with my health goals. For me, the benefits of taking AG1 every day are super clear. Firstly, it just sets the day off on the right foot. Secondly, after years of taking AG1, I know how good it is for my digestion and overall gut health. My skin is clearer and my hair and nails are healthier. I love that AG1 is NSF certified for sport, meaning it's been independently tested for quality. When it comes to my health, I want something I can trust, and that's why I've been partnering with AG1 for so long. And AG1 is offering new subscribers a free $76 gift when you sign up. You'll get a welcome kit, a bottle of D3K2, and 5 free travel packs in your first box. So make sure you check out drinkag1.com/gypsytales to start your new year on a healthier note.
But dude, how far has Daniel progressed on a pit bike?
Oh,
Do you see the latest jumps he's built?
yes.
They're massive.
Well, he was inspired by axles.
Makes sense. I did see that video actually.
You know the coolest part too? So fucking Frost, it's so funny. So we were just riding some like mountain bike trails at home, a couple big jumps, and he's starting to, you know, do the bigger jumps. And we get out to Axel's, and he's like,
that's
fucking clean, dude.
Cool.
So then we get out to Axel's, and then we both are riding around, and I'm like, this can't be the pit bike track. These jumps are fucking huge. Like, there's no way. Both of us were just like, we're not going to jump any of these jumps. And I don't really care. I don't want anything to do with it.
You're not trying.
I'm not doing it. And, but Danny, for his own like reasons, wants to do it. And it's not because of peer pressure, and it's not because of any of that, but I like kind of figured it out. He's had to spend the last 10 years, 15 years of his life saying no, and saying like, oh, if I wasn't a Formula One driver, I would do it. But in the back of his head, he's like,
I wouldn't do it.
Fuck, would I do it? So like, you literally see him, and like, he's going through the battle with himself. There was one jump. Did you see the jump he did at Axel's?
I haven't.
Bro, I was not doing it. And even he's like, are you even looking at this? And I'm like, nope. Like, not interested.
Any jump at Axel's is just...
And he was on the roll in, and I'm like, look, bud, you've thought about it for a while. Like, if I'm looking at a jump for this long, I'm not doing it. He's like, I'm doing it. And it's just cool that it's like, he's proven to himself that all of the years of him saying, I would do it if, and that's actually fucking cool. Like, that's a very genuinely cool reason to like want to push yourself, you know, like there's no vanity. He's not trying to be cool for anyone. It's like, no, I need to prove to myself that I actually can be the dude that I said I was going to be for 15 years, you know.
I remember 2021, the end of 2021, we were riding at one of his mates' place or somewhere. I think it was one of Lars's mates' places up in north of LA or something.
Yeah. Was this for the Drive to Survive thing?
Yeah. And like, we were on the kids track, and I mean like kids track, like tabletop from
actual
like
kids track
here to here, like tiny. And he was jumping. I don't think it was the first time he was jumping, but like, you know, he looked how a beginner looks. And then to see it now, like, and he was stoked on like a foot of air. He was like, dude, this is crazy. And like, he'd jump and be like, boner air, like stiff, like just flying fish, you know. And now he's like hitting, dude, the stuff he's built back at the farm.
Third gear, wide open. Nuts. On a 110.
Like, I would be like, I've never really done much on a pit bike. And I'd be like, yeah, I'll follow you over it. Like, let me see you hit it a few times, and okay, yeah. But no, hats off to him.
Yeah.
Stud.
Yeah, he's sending it. And it's only going to, like, his place is only going to get bigger.
He's going to be riding Axel's place next year. 2 years from now, he'll be on a big bike, maybe.
That's the next step.
Really?
On getting him on the big bikes.
Yeah, I did say to him the other day, like, I think he would get a bit better on a big bike. Because I feel like riding a pit bike's tough. Like, when you're
it's its own
around,
thing.
Like, it's a completely different style to a bigger bike, I think.
Yeah.
It's easier on a big bike. But.
It's just, like, his just that mentality though, like it was very cool to see someone, like, because there's so many reasons you can do things, you know, but to see someone, like, it was just a good lesson in doing something for the right reason.
1000%.
And I've said it a bunch of times on here, I'll just glaze him again, but it's just like,
go ahead.
And you could speak to this,
I'll
right?
glaze him as well.
There's a guy that's done everything. He's won the fucking Monaco Grand Prix.
Yeah.
The top of the top of the top in sport. He's crazy famous. He's got literally millions and millions of dollars. The world is fit. He won. Yeah. He won the game of life. Yeah. And he is the fucking nicest, most humble and best person, and like a good friend to the people that he's friends with.
Yep.
And it's such a lesson in humility. And it's a lesson that no matter what you do, no matter how far you get, no matter how great the world thinks you are, that is the level that a person should carry themselves.
100%. 1000%. Yeah, I don't even need to add. Like, you're right. It's those good people in the world that make other people realize, no, just because you're rich doesn't give you the right to be a snob or bark orders at a waitress.
Mm-hmm.
She's not she don't need to be like want to be here getting orders barked at her. No please and thank yous. Like, yeah, exactly. Like, just takes a good conscious self-discipline. It's a conscious thought to be a good person.
Yeah.
To do the right thing. To go, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna do this. Because the easy option is to do the latter, right? Rather than you know what? No, I'll
just take a shortcut. I'm just taking a day off being a nice
exactly.
guy. Yeah.
Or you know what? Like, I'll take the shopping cart back to the thing.
Yeah.
Not just leave it here and maybe dent someone's car or whatever. Like, it's just a silly thing that pops to mind. But yeah, you're right. Like, it's.
Yeah, and you can just, no matter how big you get, no matter how famous you get, you can still return calls. Yeah. You can still return texts. Like,
1,000%.
Like there's just a level. And I've seen people go the other direction.
Yeah.
We all know people that have gone the other direction with less of all of the, you know what I mean? With like way less of all of the things. And you're like, that's my example of like, no, bro, that's the standard. Like, you should toe that line because there's a guy that has every reason to be the exact opposite.
Yeah, I think it takes a decent human being to all of those accolades and accomplishments, but at the end of the day, if you strip them away from someone, if you take all the cars, the money, the blah blah blah, the lot, who are you at the end of the day?
Yeah.
And I feel like if you can't say I'm the same guy, then you're probably a shit human being, or you probably need a reality
just strayed off the path.
Yeah, like it's a good wake up call. Look at yourself in the mirror and go,
because things do pull at you.
1,000%.
I felt it at times in the small whatever this thing that's going on. There's so many times where like I just don't want to be this version of who I have to be at certain places.
1,000%.
And there's times where I'm just like, fuck, I'm over it. Like I don't.
And that's human nature. That's normal.
But that's when you work at it and you make the decision and you just, there's like just a standard, but it's very easy to be pulled away from that standard.
Yeah, 1,000%. I think you're always working, and the sooner you can, I feel like the sooner people can understand or grasp the fact that, hey, no matter if I've achieved X, Y, Z and I've got this and I've got that, I know billionaires that are still working. They can retire, kick their feet up, but that's not, why? Like what, and do nothing? Like you've got all the money in the world. Like, so when you see the peak billionaire, multi-millionaire, and they're still working, it's clear as daylight. Like, dude, whenever I retire, like I'm going to still keep working. I'm an ambitious person. Like, dude, I got to keep my brain going, as soon as that thing goes to idle, it's no good, So I agree. And that, always working on yourself, always trying to be the best version of yourself, try to be nice to people and stuff. And dude, I'm not perfect. I'm not going to sit here and say I've done everything correct my whole life. Hopefully I can be better every single day and correct things that in the past that I've, maybe not given attention or not been aware of and stuff. But that's all you can do is just keep trying.
Yeah.
Keep working.
Yeah. And I mean, I think you guys have had such a crazy good career, but also such a crazy hard career in so many ways too. Like it even just still blows, like after Parla, Jett goes 1-1, 3 months after a knee reconstruction, like beats the best dude ever outdoors apart from one other guy. Like literally Tomac now is second alone on Moto and people are still doubt the guy, and it's like that. It's the nature of being a professional sportsman, and it's the nature, but some people just don't have to deal with that. Like some people go through their career and people are just giving them their flowers, like everyone's like, dude, acknowledging who you are and how good you are. And I feel like for your entire career, you and Jett, it's like people just refuse to acknowledge the greatness and acknowledge like what is actually going on. And that would wear on me personally. It's obviously something you guys have had to learn to deal with, but like I can tell for me, I would find that hard to deal with.
Yeah. I mean, all the people that matter don't question that, right? flash back to 10 years, we would give an arm and a leg to be in the position we are today. And what do you have to deal with? Just negative comments on from some people that don't like you or whatever, you know. You'd go, yeah, sweet.
I'll take that.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you watch, I just kind of popped to my mind like the Williams sister documentary, King Richard.
Yeah.
When they're in the part where they're getting hated on and all this stuff, and you're like, obviously knowing to what behemoth they grew to be, and how massive, bigger than tennis itself, you're like, oh, these people are idiots. Like, why are they hating on them for?
Yeah.
Like, why aren't they just embracing it? And you see them go through it, but then at the end, they can't help. They can't help but support them and stuff. And you're like, oh, you guys are unloyal and stuff. But it's how it is.
Yeah.
Everyone has it.
Yeah.
Ronaldo,
dude, have you watched
Tiger Woods?
Have you watched the David Beckham doco?
Yeah. Look at that.
That's Jett.
Yeah.
How crazy is that? Like,
it is very similar.
You could literally, we watched it together over Christmas, and you could literally replace all of that with Jett. It was fucking crazy.
Everything is so critiqued and everything. Imagine your life is under a microscope, and every little mishap or something, there's thousands, hundreds of thousands of people watching it, millions watching it and stuff. Like, it's that's the tax that comes with being an athlete. So many other great things, but that's the tax.
Yeah.
But hey, like the guy that works a 9 to 5, he doesn't have the microscope over him. He doesn't have like, dude, he has to be perfect in everything he does, and he gets things held against him and this and that. But maybe he doesn't get to drive the Ferrari at 19 years old or 20. You know, like that. Yeah. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Have you gotten better in the last couple of years of dealing with it, do you think?
Yeah. I mean, we've always been at the start, you kind of burr up and you're like, you take it a little personal and you want to prove to your point or to someone or whatever, but not really. Like, it doesn't really wear on us anymore because it's just, dude, it happens. Every sport happens. Like you said, David Beckham. You imagine someone now that you said like, yeah, Beckham's a legend. They're like, nah, he sucks. He's a prick. And you're like, get a load of this guy. Like, who's this tosser? You know, because everyone just knows. So, everyone's entitled to their opinion.
What do they say? Opinions are like assholes. Everyone's
got one.
Yeah.
Yep. Good or bad.
Yeah, it is just part of it, and it's something that I think that there's ultimately like always an adjustment period though. Yeah. You know, like that you kind of can't help going through. Yeah. And yeah, I just think it's like it's literally a process, and you just because you don't know what that is gonna feel like, and especially being young, like you're obviously you're older and way more mature for your age. Like I feel like there's probably like 10 years between you and Jett.
Yeah, mentally probably.
You know what, at times, just in terms of what experience and how life, you know, just how you had to deal with life. So it's like just to be that age and to have to deal with so much, like that's going to be a process to go through no matter what, you know? Yeah.
I think what works in our favor doesn't even work in our favor, but like actions speak louder than words, right? People can say what they want, but actions every day will obviously bring out truth or convince people, not even convince people, but just show, nah, dude, like this is who we really are. You can think we're shit people. You can think what you want about our family, our parents, Jett, myself, but time will tell, and you'll probably come around in the end. And if you don't, like if you do or you don't, we're not stressed. Like we don't have a day-to-day relationship anyway.
Yeah.
So
we're not keeping a ledger.
Yeah. Like it's all good, you know. But that's one thing I tell Jett is just, dude, at the end of the day, if you can answer to your family, your friends, your loved ones, your family, friends that are like family, and you're a good brother, a good son, a good boyfriend to his girlfriend, a good mate to his mates, a good person to other people, even if he doesn't know, do good gestures each day and stuff, mate, like good things will happen to you, and you're living by the morals of God and living like a good human being, and if they want to say what they want to say, you're at peace with yourself.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like if you can go through your checklist and yep, and you're like, no, I'm good. Like you can say I'm a shit mate or whatever. He's the worst friend. He treats his friends badly. But if you go through, you think, no, well, how do I treat my friends? I do this, and this. They feel this way about me. They agree. I'm on the same terms. Dude, I'm good. Your opinion is irrelevant.
And that's pretty much, I think that's pretty much the right perspective to take.
Yeah.
Like if Blake called Jett and was like, yo, bro, we got to have a serious talk.
Yeah.
Definitely listen to that guy.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know what I mean? Or
exactly.
you, or like vice versa. It's like, there's definitely a few people. Like if Sammy calls me and is like, hey, bro, I got to have a fucking serious chat with you.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's happened.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
You know
who
what I
hasn't
mean?
it happened to?
Yeah.
I mean, you're lying if one of your mates hasn't pulled you aside and been like, dude, you're being a dick. Or
pull your head in.
Pull your head in, mate. You know, like it's happened to everyone. That's life. That's life.
Yeah. No, that's so true. So let's go to when you were on the verge of coming to the States.
Yeah.
Never really raced Supercross.
Yeah.
Were you like, don't know? Like, what were your thoughts around Soupy? Fast forward, worked out fine.
Yeah, yeah.
But not having that experience and not having the proof and never really doing it.
I was like stoked. I consider myself a technical guy. I'm like, yeah, no, we can do it. Like I rode a little bit. I did one series, like the little Supercross, 2-round Supercross thing that Scotty Bannon used to run.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Robbie Marshall's place and then Jim Boomba Supercross.
Yeah, Jim Boomba, bro.
Like, so, yeah, I rode Supercross. I raced 2 races before.
What year was that?
2015.
Was that the year Jats won in the 450 class? Or was that a bit later?
Nah, later. That was later.
Yeah.
That was the year Wilson Todd won MX2. I think he beat Cloudy.
Yeah.
Who was Serco MX2 at the time. I can't remember who won the 450s.
I know Jats won one of the years on a 250, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Or
was it?
Like
No, that wasn't a
X
450.
was a thing.
Yeah. Maybe it was like 16, 17
Yeah,
then.
probably.
Shout out Scotty Bannon. Good lad.
Legend.
Good lad.
Legend.
So you did a 2-race series and you knew you were ready?
Yeah. And I was like, all right, sweet. But
got this.
Yeah.
What was it like when you first got here and started training for it?
It was daunting. It was scary. My first week was at the Honda track, as the track layout had sat all summer through winter, summer, so it was pretty tame.
Yeah.
Rode that. Oh yeah, like starting when Christian Craig was there, and he was just getting back on the bike as well from like an off season was starting, and go through that week. Okay, cool. They're going to rebuild the track. We go ride Milestone for a week.
Yeah.
Another super tame. Like, it's pretty good. Like, pretty good introduction to Supercross, I'd say. And then come back to the Honda track the next week. And these whoops were the biggest things I think I've ever seen in my life. Obviously, how I'm glorifying them in my head. Still to this date, I've never seen whoops bigger.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, maybe I probably have. But at my level of Supercross then, how big they seemed, and
the eyes you were looking through them
eyes
at the time.
Yeah, the eyes I was looking at I'm like, this is a rhythm section. And like Ken Roxon's there, Cole Seeley's there, a lot of the other Geico boys, Chase, Hampshire, McAdoo, and Christian. And dude, like, okay, go out, like, dude, these whoops are massive, and I'm like, I can't get through these. Like, I rode the ones 2 weeks ago, which were tiny, and they were like this in the middle. So if you drop the wheel, you just jump.
Yeah.
Milestone, same thing. And then these things are like 4 foot tall, and there's V's at the bottom. So you drop a whoop, you're dead.
You're like, how do they even make this?
Yeah. And dude, I don't know how to get through this. I can't even do a lap. Like getting the track in, like trying to, I'm like, I got to hit the whoops. Like I can't keep going around the whoops. Like I'm not even doing the track layout. How am I going to race this? And you know, just the mechanics and other guy, yeah, you got to get back and like drive it through, you know, and everyone rides whoops different, but like hindsight, like you don't get too far back, because when you're all the way back and you get a kick, there's nowhere for you to go and make the adjustment. Had no idea when you miss a whoop, you do not shut the throttle off. You from central or central back, stay committed, extend out, lift to the next whoop, right? Like all these things I had no idea. And yeah, sure enough, like first day, like trying to go through it, like massive crash, knock myself out.
No.
Like, yeah, like no clue, like already scared on the track and do that. Just like no idea, right?
Bro, how's the pressure that you would have felt in that moment to perform, dude, as a kid?
Like we came over, big question, like obviously I raced Nations for Geico, that went really well, so that was like cool, like yeah, you know, it's good. Then that, like factory HRC's there, it's their test track, and Geico was allowed to ride there, and we're you know there, so like all that team's there, 250 team, like
Kenny's there,
yeah, Kenny's there, Sealy, like I think Trey Kennard was even there, like yeah, there was a lot. And then like, so that was that day done. I had a lot of crashes there just due to like stubbornness. No, I'll figure it out. Like, dude, I was coming from Europe where you do like 90-minute days riding. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like I need to get like hour and a half, like 80, 90 laps, which, you know, 70 laps is a quite a big day on a Supercross, you know, trying to get laps in and stuff, and just fatigue and force into a mistake and like sprain an ankle or something like that. Stay in it, keep going. And then that sprained ankle, I'd bump a false neutral one time, you know.
So like, things are just compounding.
They're just compounding, and I'm just, no, I'm not going to give up. Like, keep going stuff. And you just force it, and yeah, like a bunch of injuries. And then that preseason ended with the Tuesday before flying out to the first round at East Coast. And get to the track, like stoked, yep, last day of riding before we fly out. Get there, fired up, you know. Been getting better and better. And the Dragon's back, just backbladed, like typical Corona, you know, just dry. First lap, rolling around the track. Yep, second lap, come around, go to hit it. And the last roller on the Dragon's back, like a chunk like this, just completely just blows out.
Just crumbles off.
Crumbles off to the blue groove underneath it.
Yeah.
Spin. It was pretty big Dragon's back on the nose, the landing into the face of the finish line, broken collarbone. And that was my first Supercross done thing. So yeah, it was not easy.
So how did you learn the whoops? Like, what's the process for you?
It wasn't until the end of that year. That was all start like end of 2018, start 2019.
Yeah.
We started working with Johnny O'Mara, and it was just the right information to hear. Like he started it with Jett, because I had a whole bunch of other shit happen that year where I went motor seized, milestone, broken collarbone, put a plate in it, come back 2 weeks later to race Budds Creek. During that week of practicing, did my ACL, full knee reconstruction, 3 weeks back on the bike, shoulder, full shoulder ladder J procedure, come back. So that this is all ongoing at the time that Jett starts working with Osho and me as well, but I was coming back.
But you were doing the different,
Yeah, I was coming back from a knee ACL reconstruction.
Yeah.
And dude, he's seen that we were obviously technical enough, and he just like made it super simple. He said, dude, just put your front wheel at the top of every whoop and do whatever you have to do with your body to just get your front wheel this high from the top of the whoop every time. Fingers on the control, that's it. And that was literally all he said. And we worked it out, but we just had the right information, focused on that thing. And then a couple weeks with Jett, that go past. Okay, cool. Hey, try loft your front wheel over the second or the first big whoop, place it on the third. Okay, do that in the middle of the whoops. Practice what happens when you miss a whoop. Practice missing a whoop on purpose. Build that reflex, that muscle reaction that when you do miss one, it's not shut off. Front wheel goes to the bottom of it. So like stuff like that, which we had no idea. Like, dude, you seen Chad Reed hitting the whoops like on the balls of the feet, head above the crossbar, just bap, 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 bap. Oh, I'll just do that. That. Like, no. No, it does not just go that across the top of the whoops on the first few weeks. So yeah, start like that. And Osho was a big help in the Supercross start of things.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Really
because, you know, you see now with how like involved Dazzy is and the technical advancements in your riding, like you boys are probably some of the most solid technically, but it like takes someone kind of giving that information.
Yeah.
And then it's like, then he's like the accountability guy that's like keeping you on target and keeping you on track almost, like
Absolutely.
on a day-to-day basis.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Exactly that. He was, Dad never raced or anything. Like, he rode a bike to go, lived on a farm, rode the bike out to the tractor. So like he was cars.
Yeah.
And so he didn't know. And it wasn't until a young age. And it was like, I was obviously really enjoying it. And he's like, crap, I got to learn this. Like, I need to learn, because you go to a coaching school and you see the same kids going to a coach and they just keep coming back, but they weren't really increasing. And sure, they would get better on the day with the coach, but when they'd go away for 2-3 weeks, they wouldn't practice it. They wouldn't do that. And so Dad, that's one thing he learned from very, very early. Like, if the coach gives us 2 things to work on, when we see him again in 6 months' time, or whenever we can afford to go to another coaching school, we better be freaking good at it. Not that he tells us the same thing 6 months later.
Yeah.
You know, so that was a big thing. So he learned so much about the sport, and just because he's like, my boys really say they want to do this, like, I need to be able to coach them. We can't afford a full-time coach at the track with us every single day. And that's what pushed Dazzy to learn about the sport, learn about the thing. He had no idea. He can't ride a bike. Like,
Yeah.
you know, that's just how it started.
So was it always come from you first? Like, you wanted to be a dirt bike rider? Like, do you even remember where that come from?
Yeah. No. I think I just liked it, and it started off as a family thing. We'd go with the family. We'd go to camping, motocross mountain.
Yeah.
Go camp, pitch the tent, fire, barbie with some friends, ride around a little bit. Like, that was what it started as. And then, let's go to a track. There's a track nearby. They're doing a practice day. You'd hear word of mouth rumors. They're doing a race day in 2 weekends' time. Let's go to the race day, like a local club stuff. And it's so weird. Like, it just snowballs. Like, we never got into it with intentions of being where we are now. But anyway, and like I said, dude, I wanted to work at Australia Zoo up until probably 13, 14 years old.
What were you going to do at the zoo?
Reptiles.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Snake guy?
Nah, lizards.
Lizard guy.
Yeah.
What do you like about
I wanted
lizards?
to take care of the Komodo dragons. Yeah.
Pretty gangster.
Iguanas.
Yeah.
Big Komodo dragons. I was big on them.
Where did that come from?
Grew up watching Steve Irwin. Need I say more?
Say less,
Say
buddy.
less. Yeah. Loved that. Just loved it. Just fascinated with it. Just loved it. Loved animals. Still love animals to this day. I have a chameleon.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, you know.
Who was the fuck? It wasn't Steve. Obviously, Steve Irwin was good. I'm fully blanking, and I loved watching this guy. Fuck.
Recent?
Old.
Older than Steve.
Fuck. Oh, this is hurting my soul, and I'm blanking on this. He was like an Aussie, and he used to go out, and it's like right on the tip of my tongue, and I'm fucking so pissed at myself.
Like, there's obviously Matt Wright up in Northern Territory.
No, we're old school. Like, he's
pre-Steve.
Like pre-Steve Irwin, and he used to go, oh my god.
It's not his dad, Bob.
No. Fuck, that's hurting my heart.
I don't even know him.
Yeah, my dad used to, like, because we grew up going camping and fishing
dude,
and like
saltwater crocs up in Cairns.
That was our shit.
Yeah.
But we used to fucking love. Oh god damn it! I was only watching
really.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. Fuck. Anyway, I'm gonna bookmark this.
Yeah,
I have to.
We'll bookmark
he
it
was
and
the
put
guy. He was the guy. He was like the no frills Steve Irwin guy. But I think we resonated a bit because it was like he was going up into the Aboriginal communities.
Yeah.
He was living with like all the guys up there. It was just like old school. Old school as it gets. Yeah, that's not a bad aspiration, bro.
No, it was cool. Like, loved it. We lived around the corner from Australia Zoo.
Yeah, you were right there.
Yeah, Landsborough. So that was me. And then, 13, 14, because you'd see a lot of the guys that we were around, or kids, I should say, not guys, kids, they'd ride, and if they weren't good enough to make it pro, they would go and get a job. When mum and dad would stop paying for, the riding and stuff, they'd go get a job. So I'm like, I'll ride, and then that's what I'm seeing, that's what I'll do. And then it wasn't until like 12 or 13, dad was really trying to get me to understand when he was struggling with his business, like, and all that stuff. Like, dude, you can be a professional athlete where they'll give you the materials to go and do your job. If you do well, they'll pay you a bonus on top of that, and you get to ride dirt bikes, train to be fit and healthy. Like, it is the epitome of a dream job.
Yeah.
You know, and he was really trying it, and he took me a lot to work with him rendering. Like, I would have to help out a lot and go to the job site and stuff, and it sucked because I hated it. I was a labourer, all the shit jobs on the job site.
Go get the broom, go get the tools,
mix the mud,
wash this.
Mixing the mud with the drill, like 4 bags of rendering the thing. My shoulders are sore, Dad. Yeah, hurry up. Toddy needs the mud. You know? Really kind of changed it. And then like probably like
and you're
14,
like, hey, this is what working is.
Yeah. It sucked.
Yeah.
Ride home was sweet. Stop at the BP servo, meat pie for lunch. Like,
can of V.
This is all right. This is can of V. This is good. Like, but the working part sucked. And yeah, he really did a good job of like, hey, this is reality. Like, this is normal for a lot of people, and you have a chance to change the bloodline of the Lawrence family. You can change the wealth structure of the Lawrence family. You can set your kids up and change generations to come. You know, like he really broke it down for me and explained it, and like would challenge me. Like he challenged me a lot. He was into kickboxing. He got me into boxing. He would
no way.
Yeah, he would have me in.
Oh, I knew you were boxing back in the day, actually.
In tears, in the living room, doing like pad work.
Yeah.
Kicks. My stomach was on fire. Like 10 rappies, kicks, like leg kicks, all that stuff. Like my core's on fire, and you're a kid. You don't know how far your threshold is.
Yeah.
And he's like, you don't even know how far you can go, and like teaching me the boundaries of the human body on like, no, you can push harder, like you can be gnarlier, like all that stuff. I never forget, crying like tears, like please, like Mom, make him stop. Nah, keep going, come on. And try, you get through it.
Yeah.
And after you go, how good do you feel now you're done? Tough, SOB, like you did it, mate. You did it. You said you couldn't, and you did it.
Yeah.
Like, and you're like, fuck yeah, Dad. Like, yeah, you did. Like, what an empowering thing as a young boy growing up to become an adult. Like, so good. So good.
Fuck, it's cool, man. Like those lessons that he taught, and it's like you just don't have a grasp of it.
Yeah. When
you're in it.
So.
And it's like later on when it really hits you.
Yeah.
What he did for you.
Yeah, 1,000%. Like it's, you know, you'd have mates at school and their parents just didn't care what they did. They could go out, do stuff, have what they want, and you're just like, fuck, like, dude, that's so good. Like, they can go to the skate park whenever they want. They don't have to ask Mum and Dad if they can go play with their mates down the street or what. They just do what they want. Like, what a life. And here I am, like, they're at the school disco, and I'm training. Like, this, what the hell? Look back on it, like, so glad I did that.
Yeah, thank you.
Because that not only transferred into my sport, it transfers into everything. Self-discipline, you know.
Yeah.
It self-discipline, accountability, it just, like, oozes into everything. Your relationships, your marriage, your sport, your day-to-day lifestyle, your planning, your business stuff, everything.
Yeah. Dude, it's so true. That's fucking rad, man. Like, just to put you, that he was the one that, like, really opened your mind to those things. You know,
it was good, man.
And having someone that believes in you in that way as well, I think is something that's like very, very empowering. He
believed in us, and I think we're his belief in, because no matter, and I'll be clear, he's never ever in Jett or my life, he's never forced us or pushed us to do something he didn't know we could do or believe we could do. He's like, I will never push you to do something I don't truly think you can do.
Yeah.
And like anytime he would push us, you know, we'd always come back. We'd bounce back, right? Like anything, he would dangle the carrot on. Like, I remember one year I was slacking, not training and stuff. He was getting home from work, and he'd go like, it was one year, I think it was like 2011 or 2012. It was the Junior World Championships. Motorcycling Australia would pay for my flights and stuff. Yeah. He just had to pay for his flight to get over there, right? So it was the cheapest way for us to race overseas. And I was kind of slacking. He's like, you're not going. Like, dude, I'm working my ass off to pay for my ticket, and you can't even jump on the elliptical or the treadmill and give me 20 minutes. or me and all my boys workers, in the real world, we're working from 5:30 a.m. until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Then I'm rushing home to take you riding, and you're not out there waiting to go, showing me you want to go there. I'm wasting my time. I'd rather sit on the couch, take your mum out to dinner, do something like that. And you'd light a fire and you're like, no, I do want this. And dude, sure enough, every time Dad's coming, yep, I'm waiting, bike's ready, everything's ready. Like, just showing that initiative and like, you say you want it, but what are you doing to prove to me and to yourself, more importantly, what are you doing to back that up? Yeah. Like, again, actions speak louder than words. Oh, I want to do it. I want to do it. Okay, we're going for a run tomorrow. Oh, yeah, I'll think about it. So it's good. So
how into the boxing did you get? You did it a bit, eh?
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I did, from when I was 10 to pretty much when probably 11, maybe 12 till I left into 2015. So almost 6 years. Had 2 fights though.
Did ya?
2-0.
2-0. Yeah. Hey?
That was it though. No.
Was it straight boxing or was it Muay Thai?
Nah, boxing.
Yeah.
Boxing.
That's sick.
It was cool. It was good.
That's a wild experience, dude.
It's epic. Everyone, boxers are dumb. They just get punched in the head. They are very, very smart.
Yes.
Very smart. It was good. Left and right brain firing as well was really good. I love it.
I think it was one of the things that Dad made me do as a kid was I had to do some kind of martial art from when I was like 6 to when I basically left school.
Yeah.
And now, then like going into jiu-jitsu later on, like the level of, like, I think that taught me how to look at somebody and then take the information to my body. Yeah, like that level of like proprioception from when you're having somebody that's standing opposite you and everything that they're doing is opposite. Yeah. And then you can bring that in here. And like, it's such a crazy good skill. And I feel like that's actually been something that's kind of always helped and carried through to my life. And there's also just like a level of confidence that comes with it as well. The
confidence thing is good. Like, all the gnarliest fighters I ever trained around, nicest guys you'll ever meet.
Yes. And
that was so beautiful. Like, it was sick. Like, I was a young kid, like chubby little kid, insecure and stuff. And Dad's just like, come on, like, you go on boxing. And I'm like, okay. Didn't even know anything of it and stuff. And yeah, it's good. You learn a lot about yourself. You develop a lot of confidence. Not a cocky arrogance, just self-confidence. Every good fighter. Met Nicky Rod the other day. What a savage. Again.
Nicest guy in the world.
He could rip both my limbs out from my shoulders and beat me with them.
Flog you
nicest guy. Nicest guy. Just self-confident. Want nothing but the best for you.
Yeah.
Like, nothing but the best for that guy. Like, good on him, And it was good. It was fun. It was really cool. Like, it's actually something I miss. Like, I have all these contracts that
prevent me from
doing this.
You're Danny Ricken a bit.
Yeah, I am Danny Ricken a bit, but the moment
I get it though,
that stops, like, I've never done jiu-jitsu before. Love to learn all about it, but if I don't know, like, dude,
it'd be
fuck up my ribs or like,
it'd be tough.
Like the joints, it's a toll on the joints and stuff, I'm sure. And like, coming to the races, like, I'm paid enough now that's not a good enough excuse. I'm all in on the one thing. Yeah.
Dude, I loved hearing that audio note from you the other day. And I love that you audio noted instead of text, because like, you were trying to convey a message. You were basically left the gym and you're like, I just watched Nicky Rod. Holy fuck. Like, your mind was blown.
I just watched him pretty much like twirl around a 220-pound grown man, effortless. Like, Bear is profusely sweating. Visually, you can see how much effort he's putting in, and Nicky's just like talking to the camera. All right, like, all right, we're gonna do this, and then here and stuff. It was badass. I've never seen it in person till then, and it was cool. And you can, like we said, talked about, when you watch someone at the top of a discipline do their craft, it's just beautiful. It looks effortless. It's just beautiful. And I can respect that. I love to see that stuff. So it was badass watching. First time ever seeing that sport discipline done, and I was watching one of the best to ever do it. Like, pretty
warm
sick.
the heart.
Yeah,
because I just get so much shit. Talk about jiu-jitsu. I'm like, bro, it's so gnarly.
Yeah.
It is so gnarly what these, like, the top level. Like, I went and trained at B Team, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, Nicky's brother Jay, he's bigger than, like, he's definitely bigger and he'd be stronger, but he's a professional athlete, right? But, like, bro, I've been training 7 years. He fucking murdered me.
Yeah,
dude.
It doesn't matter.
Like, it was so gnarly. And I've trained all over the world, like, everywhere.
Yeah.
It was fucking biblical what that dude
Unreal.
did to me. And it's just like, it was incredible the level that those guys are at. And, like, even for me, like, we train 3 to 4 times a week. I got black eye right now. I got fucking bruises all over me. Just even to be average, like, even you just go to the gym to train that level. I basically manage my schedule based on how much pain I'm in because of training.
It's good.
So it's just because it's so fucking hard physically, your ego, it's crazy hard on your ego.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same as a boxing gym,
Sure.
you know, like, you have to go in, you have to face people that are going to beat the shit out of you.
1000%.
And there's also people that I can beat the shit out of. And so I need to manage my ego when I'm rolling against those people. And I need to be a very good training partner for this person who a bit smaller. Maybe it's a woman. Maybe it's someone that's only just started.
Yeah, a couple classes in.
You have to, there's such a level of respect and self-control that you have to have. And it's like, to do it over a very long period of time, and, like, the amount of investment and time and just, like, learning and understanding, it's just such a gnarly thing to do.
It's cool. And I think, like, amen. I think the good fighters, the badass mofos, set that precedent, because it's like you're sparring with them, you know, and you know very damn well.
You know where you rank.
Yeah, like, you know where your rank is, and you know what they're capable of, and you're seconds away from a 3-piece and you're out, but they don't.
Yeah.
And that self-confidence, that self-control, like, it's unreal. And then you remember that, you're like, I just escaped death, questionably.
Yeah.
This guy's a little less experienced. Hey, I'm going to do the same, right? Like, hey, dude, get some shots. I'm good. Take it. Like, get your guard up. Like,
and just to have a level of, to be able to maintain a level of control.
Sure.
And then you definitely can get to the point where, I mean, Nicky would be, like, the most extreme version of it, right? Like, he's 260, he's fucking 6'3". Like, there's still people, as much as I've trained and as, like, confident in my abilities that I am, if I see a guy on the street that's like that, I don't want any part of it. I'm going to win that fight by 100 meters.
Yeah,
you know?
But even still, like, anyone that understands fighting, none of them are ever looking for a street fight or looking for an altercation. Like, anyone that really understands fighting, dude, they're never looking for, unless you're like a Diaz brother, like the Diaz brothers, or
some
a
exceptions.
Masvidal or something, like, you know, okay, maybe, you know, but yeah, like, because, no, I mean, dude, it's
you just know.
It's just no. There's nothing, no great outcome from it. Even the dude that whooped that guy, his knuckles are probably busted up, broken, his hands sore, like, it's not really a win-win.
No, and there's definitely, like, and there's been times for me where I'm just like, I've had maybe 3 times in 7 years where, like, some shit's about to pop off.
Yeah.
And it's just when you can have the confidence, just like, hey, bro, let's not do this.
Yeah.
And it's just out of full confidence and full control. Like, hey, all good, man.
Yeah.
I'm out. And you just don't need it. You don't have any, like, nothing's attached to me doing anything in that way. It's like, I'm good. I'll just go training and Monday morning and fucking, I know where I'm at.
We've been pretty good. We've never really been in any hairy situations. Dude, I'm a jovial kind of person. Never out. Dad always told us, hey, not much productive stuff happens past 12 p.m.
Yeah.
Out in the city or whatever.
Nothing good happens after midnight.
Nothing really that productive. Like, or when people would go out and he'd ask, you go, oh, when you're younger, oh yeah, what'd they say happened from like midnight till 2? Anything crazy? And you're like, nothing really. Hey, like, or anything good, or like anything good happened? And you're like, no, not really. He's like, yeah, sounds like you're not missing out, eh? Yeah, no, we're not. Like, nothing ever amazing really happens. So we just kind of
2 a.m. Gilligan's, always a fight. As soon in Cairns, every time,
at the pub, but that's just standard Aussie.
But
like
we used to, from
protocol.
grade 11, we were out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, literally with our teachers, bro.
Jeez.
Every single night, 2 a.m. Everyone would go on the street, just punch it on.
Such an Aussie culture.
Bro, it was the worst. And that's what I was saying, like, fight or flight. I ended up just like, it fucked my system for like the next 5 years, bro.
Jeez.
Just had anxiety like forever after that.
Yeah, that's Aussie pub.
Oh,
that's a whole nother animal.
I know, the worst.
Every night, the lads there.
Bro,
on the few slabs on the pokies. Few slabs on the pokies.
The werbies.
Just went from work straight to the pub. Don't want to go home, see the missus.
Yeah, just deleted like 93 beers. No, middies.
Yeah. Jeez.
Oh, so good.
You might remember Dr. Steve Andrews from episode 219. He's an orthopedic surgeon who's treated a lot of the riders that we've had on the show. Steve's company, Rig, is a sports medicine brand launching with 2 game-changing products, a pre-sport performance cream called Heat and a post-sport recovery gel called Cool. Think of Heat as an advanced muscle rub designed to improve muscle performance, endurance, and stamina. Cool, on the other hand, is a recovery gel that assists post-exercise recovery and relieves mild joint inflammation. Both products are ARTG listed, meaning that their benefits are backed by evidence, not hype. Many of us are familiar with the testing that goes into supplements that we eat and drink, but we often overlook the products that are applied to our skin. Transdermal absorption is when substances can pass through the skin, and that's why Rig has gone the extra mile, becoming one of the first brands in Australia to offer informed sports certified topical creams customized for athletes. You already know how important it is to be mindful of what you put into your body. Now it's time to be just as mindful of what you're applying to your skin. Steve and the team are committed to delivering quality products that aren't only for athletes, but anyone wanting to level up their performance and recovery. Check them out at rig.com.au, and you can follow them on socials at rig.oz as well. And of course, when using Rig products, always read the label and follow the directions before use. Actually have this on my shoulder right now.
All right, back to some Supercross, or back to back to more productive.
It's classic.
So when did you start feeling like you were figuring out the soupy thing? Or what was like your breakout ride in America, you reckon? What was like, because you just got so screwed with injuries for the first little chunk of time.
I'd say breakout ride, probably Parla, 2019, battled with AC. First moto, we had like a rock go through the oil casing in the engine, so bike seized. Second moto, battled with AC, that was cool. Following weekend, Thunder Valley was okay, but High Point, I podiumed. I had 2 podiums, then we podiumed at Millville again, which was cool. Won some motos, won a High Point moto, won a Millville moto, that was cool. But then from then, bunch of just crap. 2020 was pretty uneventful. Wanted to quit.
How close were you really?
Yeah, like I was pretty close.
That's so crazy, bro.
So like I went, bike seized, collarbone, knee, a couple weeks later, knee, come back, 4 weeks back on the bike, full shoulder reco. All right, come back, COVID, training, just trying to get back healthy, fit and strong, coming to outdoors. First round, Loretta's, mutter. Second weekend, dislocate my shoulder, didn't even crash. Need full reco again. That was what did it. And like obviously so much had happened between them. Then I'm like, I'm done. Jett obviously had 2020 Supercross start, like that really big potential showing. And I was like, I'm done. I'll just be a mechanic, or we'll just contribute everything to Jett. We're in the Geico rig. It was me, Cynthia, Dad, and Johnny. And I was just bawling my eyes out. I was done. I was over it. Like,
there's only so much shit you can take,
there was only so much I could take, and I was done. And that was like the first time I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Like, I'm good. I helped get the family to here. Like, Jett, go do what you want to do. Let's follow your dreams. You know, we'll chase it. And I was completely okay with that. Like, I was really utterly okay with that. And there was the first time Dad didn't ever try to convince me other, because obviously he'd seen where I was then the day of, and he's like, let's just, you know, get to Monday and see. And
so like
Monday.
At this point, sorry to cut you off there.
Right.
At this point, like, had you been able to even make that much money? Like, was it to the point where you'd be able to like retire and
no,
like you didn't have properties, you didn't have like
no, we had bought our first house the year prior. So no, it wasn't like that at all. You know?
Yeah, so I'm just trying to get context of like making this decision. You're making this decision knowing that it's like you're gonna have to get a job, you're gonna have to work, we get a
job.
It's not like fuck it, call it a day.
No.
I'm
Like
good.
it's like I'll get a job. Whether that's just helping Jett out, going to the races with Jett, whatever it is, you know. But like everything else, all my health issues were also ongoing. Anytime I'd crash, I didn't crash a lot, but when I would crash, dude, I'd just break.
Something to break.
Brittle.
Yeah.
Health issues, like just a lot. Like, dude, cycling, everything is so damn hard because my body's essentially eating itself away. Like, I'm a type 2 diabetic, like, come to find out. Developed from all that shit. And yeah, I was done. And he's like, let's just, you know, we'll get home and we'll see. Sunday, get home. I'm still like, no, I'm good. Like, I'm done. Just kind of, you know, poor me.
You'd like made peace with it.
Yeah, like poor me, depression. Not even depression, just like sorrows. Sitting in the dark. Poor me, right?
Yeah.
Monday, Dad calls. He's like, hey, what do you reckon, mate? How you feeling and stuff? And yeah, whatever. Like, yeah, I'm alive. Like, and he's like, yeah, why don't you come riding with us tomorrow? We're going to go to a place not far from here. We'll go for a ride. And I'm like, yeah, right, I suppose. And he just like, hey, why don't we just try riding today and we'll see, like just day by day kind of thing. And it wasn't actually pretty recently I seen something and it kind of clicked, and I don't even think he knew what it was, and I certainly didn't know what it was. And it was like, don't quit now because you're emotional, right? You never make any good decisions emotional. Just quit tomorrow when the emotion's gone. When you get tomorrow, the emotion's not there, and you're like, I probably don't need to quit. And it was simply just that. So, and then kind of revamp, struggle out the rest of the year, like still struggled, but like I was doing it mentally, not really doing it, just kind of going through the motions, and then kind of had a guy reach out back home and help like rebuild myself pretty much mentally from the inside out, more or less. Not a therapist or anything like that, like more of a performance coach way of things. And yeah, it was really, really good. Really good. And then from then on, 2021, going into 2021, that was when it started to click. I was second in the Supercross Championship, was getting podiums. I had my first ever Supercross win at Dallas. The COVID residency, went second place. The first Dallas ran, won the next one, had the red plate, like started doing really well, finished third in the Motocross series. Jetson won. That was his first outdoor title, won Southwick that year. So like that was kind of the first year of like, had some health things starting to get figured out and stuff. So that was like the first year it was starting to get pieced back together, which felt like from ground floor -1, like the basement.
Yeah.
You know, like there was, I had my...
in the corner, in the dark, in the basement.
Yeah, like I had to get my shoulder fixed. Ultimately, like it dislocated at the start of that season. Not going to get it fixed. We need to be racing. I don't have any results to be hired again. Battled it out. Had a few good rides and stuff towards the end. Parla last round. Dislocated it again. Needs to get it fixed. So I had, after Parla, the Thursday, I went and got surgery. The exact same surgery I had done prior. And yeah, I spent a lot of time by myself. Stayed with Osho. Worked with this mate of mine, performance coach, and who was in Australia, and we just do Zoom calls. And dude, I spent a lot of time with myself, which was a good thing. It was really a good thing. Learned a lot about myself. So much shit that I already knew, but it gets lost, right? Like really, You know it. It's not like anyone's telling you the answers. You deep down internally know what's right. You know right from wrong, right? Unless you're a narcissist. Yeah. But
and then you're always right.
Yeah, and then you're always right.
Yeah.
But I knew just needed the right questions asked, needed the right kind of guidance to get to that point. And yeah, it was cool, man. I learned a lot about myself, a lot about your relationships with people, a lot about relationships with my brother, who at the time I'm at rock bottom.
He's at the top.
He just won Parla going into the off season. Red Bull picked him up. Alpine Stars were going to take both of us on, and Gabriel at the time at the end of 2020 did not need to sign me, and he did. He seen my racing in Europe, and he said, no, I want Hunter as well, which he didn't have to, which was really, really cool. HRC also, they did not have to take me. It wasn't a package deal. It wasn't anything like that, but we believe in him, which was badass. Really cool. Like that in the lowest times means a lot. So it was good. It was good. Revamp.
So what was so it's funny how sometimes, and it sounds so cliche and so fucking hallmark, but it's like when you let go, just let go. Yeah. When you're done.
Yeah.
That's oftentimes when things actually start coming back to you.
Yeah.
It's very strange how that works.
Yeah. And like all prior to then, like kind of one of my flaws, I guess you could say, was like wanting it too bad.
Yeah.
Like wanting it so bad that I would die out there, which emotional investment, such an emotional investment, you don't make the best decisions when you're emotionally attached, extremely emotionally attached. So that was good to kind of cut the emotional ties with it and then rebuild and understand my approach to it again, and just like kind of not playing with house money, but like I was ready to walk away. Like I don't have to.
Yeah.
We don't have to do anything in this lifetime, but you make the decision to go out and do it. So yeah, it was good, man. It was good. And just a less emotional approach. And honestly, since then, like kind of not caring really helped. Like obviously I care, but
I know what you're saying.
But like being
there's an attachment that
it
you
doesn't
cannot,
make me.
yes.
Like this sport doesn't at all make who Hunter Lawrence is. And I'm very like sure and certain on that like me without this sport, I'm still the same guy, and I still carry the same attributes and traits and other stuff in day-to-day life and any other venture I choose to pursue. So yeah, it was good. It was good.
Yeah, that I think like even just we were talking to Paula and you were talking about how it's like, it's just, I'm here to do my job.
Yeah.
You know, there's a part of you, and I feel like you even, it's almost like you want to preface like, oh, but I do want to be here and I do like it.
Yeah.
Because everyone thinks it should be like this emotional attachment. This is everything. And if you don't give people that, then you don't care, and maybe he doesn't want it. But it's like, no, the healthy way to go about this and the most sustainable way to go about this is to not be crazy attached to this.
Yeah.
To treat this as a job and to not wrap myself into this so much because of exactly what you said, you know. And so many people can make that mistake of just like it's their identity, it's like everything about them, it's all they do, there's nothing going on outside. And it's like, that's fine to a point, but there can be a point of diminishing returns, and there can be a point where you bite your nose to spite your face.
Yeah, 1,000%. I agree. And it was like, up until that point, questionably, a lot of decisions I made that didn't benefit me was from caring too much, wanting it too bad, trying to force something when it maybe.
And what do you think that it was? Like, was
just
it
a sacrifice? Like, kind of like sacrificing everything, seeing what my parents would go through, the stress of all of that, and everything just feels in. Like that I think fuels it up. And there's obviously so much stuff you just observe and absorb on a day-to-day life over the years. And it's like kind of the Aussie chip, not chip on your shoulder, but kind of chip on your shoulder. But the Aussie battler, maybe
you just felt a responsibility.
Yeah, like,
and like
it was
a
just
weight.
like I'll die to make this worth it.
I was literally about to say worth it.
You know, like I do this, like we'd be, oh man, hard to put into words.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Really hard
what
to
you're
put into words, but like I literally would have.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like I was.
You didn't want that.
Yeah, like I became a world champion doing that.
Yeah.
Like it didn't work out. Got us pretty good, but what really took it to the next level was a different approach.
Yeah.
Everything changes. Your scenario changes. Your lifestyle changes. The eyes you see things through change.
Yeah.
Your mind now accepts things that 3 years ago it maybe couldn't understand or comprehend. Stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, dude, it's honestly so true. Like I can relate in a lot of ways to what you're saying, you know, and just having a way more pragmatic approach to the task.
Yeah.
Like for every puzzle, there is a correct way to put the pieces together.
1000%.
You know, and it's like you can want the picture to look a certain way, and you can want no matter how you think it should be, or it should be done like this, or it should be done in this time. Like there is a systematic, correct way to solve this puzzle. And it's like, and if you can step back, not look at it through ego, through desperation, through validation, you know, like you had a struggle of probably feeling a weight of responsibility for your family and for the sacrifices that your parents made and for the life that you didn't even know you wanted to live.
Yeah.
Really. And then you get thrust into this situation. Like that's a lot of weight to put on. And it's very easy to then just not put the puzzle together in the correct way because you're being clouded by so much other shit.
And it's not like they never ever put the pressure on us.
No.
It was never like that. But like, I'm quite mature. I'm seeing what's going on. I'm seeing the reality of things. All we set off to do was to become successful in this sport. So you just put everything into it, you know? And like, it's not like we have a life over in Europe, or at the time we didn't have a life of like, oh yeah, we're going for drinks with friends, or
we're going on a holiday,
birthday party, or holiday, you know? It's like, I don't know, like national holidays over there. We still train here and stuff as well, but it's like different. We have a life here now.
Yeah,
you know? We have good friends and family, so it's different, but again, it's live and you learn.
Yeah.
That
was your path.
We learnt for Jett coming through the best approach.
Yeah.
You know, everything that we learnt that didn't quite work out with myself, we had the polished version for when Jett come through, and it translated, you know.
Was it, when you were saying like working through stuff with Jett, like, was it hard to work through that? So I have a brother that's younger and better than me at riding. Not to the level that you guys.
Damn younger bros.
I know, but there's definitely a thing to deal with. And families in general are a thing to deal with, whether you're a professional athlete or whether you're just a fucking person. Everyone has that to deal with. But was it a process to go through as well?
Nah, not really with Jett. It was more like, obviously he started doing really good and I was declining. So you kind of feel a little beat down and like knowing all the sacrifice you made, like fuck, like the same as if you'd see anyone else getting things that you feel like you wanted, things you wanted. That's all it really is.
And that you've worked
equally as hard,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But that's just life and stuff. And it wasn't, we were brothers. We'd bicker and fight and stuff. And it wasn't until understanding that and how to take a different approach to that in stuff, like a lot of multiple phone calls about just other stuff as well with the performance coach on how things can tear families apart. What tears a family apart? What pushes brothers and sisters apart from each other? Stuff like that to get ahead of it. You know, in years to come, we didn't know. But media pushing, oh, the brothers are rivalry. Oh, what do you think? Jett's beating you, this and that, vice versa, all the stuff. The thing, if we weren't level-headed, or if I didn't set the precedent on how our relationship is, because he just follows what Big Bro does majority of the time, it could have gone an ugly way. Like, it very well could have gone a way where the brothers don't talk, they don't train together.
He's on this team.
He's on this team. He's on that team. There's no contact, and then there's poor Dazzy stuck in the middle trying to manage.
Wearing half a team shirt.
Yeah, trying to manage. He wouldn't wear anyone. He'd just be like, screw you guys. These are idiots. You know, talking about me and Jett, not the teams.
Yeah.
But, like, it could have gone like that way. But, again, a conscious decision. You have to keep your head screwed on and stuff. But it's good. It's really good. It's just, I think, learning about the mind. Back to what I was saying when I was younger. You don't know how far your body can go. You don't know what your mind is capable of. There's so many things you don't understand in the world or can't comprehend, or look at something and understand it from a different way. And you just always learn, dude. I'm a student of life, a graduate of YouTube University for anything I want to do in life.
PhD from the School of Hard Knocks.
Yeah. PhD of YouTube. How do I do this search bar? And dude, you're just always learning. Yeah. Always learning stuff. And it's sick.
It's funny how far you can come as well. And so this is a silly story, but it kind of speaks to it in a way. So I used to play golf so seriously.
Yeah.
Was a fucking grinder. And I shot some all right scores, hit in the 70s a couple times, and just was like so in it, right? And I was a fucking nightmare to play with. Like, I was...
Let me guess, you didn't like any of your mates clowning around?
Oh, bro.
You wanted serious golf.
And, like, I would just be insufferable. Like, if I wasn't playing good, I was a fucking loser to be around. Like, the vibes just gave zero fucks about the vibes of the crew. It was so me and, like, I suck. And I, like, when I look back at it now, it's like, dude, you were so insecure that you didn't look as good at golf to these people that you were with. And like, it was all the wrong reasons, and everything that you were doing was wrong. Like, you had this whole situation twisted. So that was like a visual representation of how my mind worked at the time. Yeah. And I could see that in other parts of my life where it's like, I would be, I'm riding shit today. Like, you just talk down on yourself and be so bummed, and like you want to show people, I'm having a bad day. Like, and it was all just from this like weird place of insecurity.
No, for sure. Every human being has it.
For sure, dude.
Their life, they have it at some point in their life. It's just human nature. Yeah.
And I played Torrey Pines the other day, notoriously difficult golf course.
Yeah.
Went out there, fucking sprayed a few, couple doubles, couple pars.
Had just fun.
Vibes stayed immaculate.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was like it was funny. I like wrote in my journal about it the next day, but I'm like, it's funny that this is like a visual representation of the work that has gone on. Like, this is how it manifests in my life. I'm actually a vibe to play golf with. Yeah. Now. You know what I mean?
It works out.
This is why you do the work. But it's like a silly story of like, you actually can change your mind by working towards seeing the world in a different way, you know?
Absolutely. It's unreal. Unreal.
But so then things turned around. You had 2021. What year did you win the title?
23. 22, I battled Christian for it in 22.
Oh, you got a beast of a Christian Craig too, didn't you?
He was good that year. He was really good. Then outdoors, kind of bad with Jett throughout. That was a pretty good outdoors season. And then 23 was obviously a really good year. But it was good. Kind of went steps. It's been going all right. The riding's been going all right. So
it's just wild to me where you guys are now, knowing your struggle too. Like, to be so close to quitting, and then to it just ramps up. And like, I mean, bro, you lost the SMX title by a bee's dick.
Yeah, tied on points. That milli don't split though.
Oh, that fucking hurt, dude. Yeah.
You know what's funny about that? Jett.
Nothing.
It's not funny, but like interesting. Probably interesting after like we were getting changed, like our lockers, 2 beds in the semi, looking at each other. So we're getting dressed. His feet are resting on my bench and vice versa, putting our socks on. Like that's our relationship, right? And we're good with it. And he was obviously hyped enough that, and then he was singing. He's like, "Fuck, dude, we're getting changed." He's like, "I'm sorry, bro." Like, I'm like, "What?" And he's like, kind of talking. He's like, "Dude, I feel kind of shitty. Like, that could have been your first like 450 title." I'm like, "Dude, shut up. Like, don't even think of it that way. Like, bro, don't even shut up. Like, who cares? Like, Lawrence, 1 and 2. Think about in 30 years, like, when you got kids, I got kids, and the Lawrence name, 1 and 2 in the World Championships. Like, that's badass. Like, that's when night will really ring importance and like have its weight. We look back, dude, we did that stuff together as a family. The Lawrence name.
We conquered the world.
Like, that's cool. Then later on, we went to win Motocross of Nations for the first time ever. Like, that is the cool kind of stuff to me. I think that's really cool. But yeah, like, he was, people can say what they want about Jett. I know my brother. He hasn't got a bad bone in his body.
Literally, bro.
Try to paint him however you want. He has not got a bad bone in his body. And the kid just won, and maybe 45 minutes later, 30 minutes later, you're at the truck, and he's like sitting there, and we're kind of just talking, like, we're both amped. Like, I was still happy. It was a good night. Yeah, I didn't win, but I was still sick. Like, he's the baddest dude on the planet. And I would...
Yeah.
Right here?
Yeah. Not even 1 point.
Yeah. It was tight on points. I'm pretty sure. Like, dude, heck of a year, rookie year. Good. Dude went perfect season in his rookie year and won SMX, and I was a lot closer to him across the finish line than the second place guy was last year. So, hey, it is what it is. Try and get you next year, you know?
It's
and then we're getting changed, and he's like, "Dude, fuck, I'm sorry." Like, no other guy's saying that to their teammate.
No.
And you want to try and say that kid's got venom in his words and a shitty human being? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Jett's literally doesn't have a bad bone in his body.
Anyone that knows him knows he's such a sweet...
The kindest...
Sometimes we don't engage the brain, sometimes, but that's just been Jett his whole life, and people love him for it.
He's a bad best man speech.
Yeah.
That's what he is.
Yeah.
That's like, literally, that's my way of explaining. He's the guy that gets up there and he's like, "Yeah, me and Blake, we've been friends forever. Had me first threesome with him." And it's like, whoa. No.
Yeah. And he's like, "What? It was a good time.
It was funny."
Yeah. No, that's
literally Jett.
That's Jett. He's got all the love and best intentions in his head, just doesn't come out right all the time. And that's just Jett. And
he's trying to do too much. You know what I mean? He's trying to
I don't know.
He's trying to have like a double entendre and a triple entendre.
Maybe.
And I'm just like, bro, simple it down. Just come down a little bit.
Maybe. We laugh. Like, sometimes he says stuff, and obviously those that don't know, our brother Tate, like, he's special needs, autistic, and he's the best Lawrence. And we're like...
Funny as fuck.
The funniest kid. And we're like... Jett will say something, we're like, dude, even Tate would say that. Come on. It's funny, but yeah. I have great brothers and a great family.
He makes me fucking laugh, bro.
He's funny.
Yeah.
He's funny. Like, he's 21? Yeah.
Tate is?
No, Jett. Jett, 21. What 21 multi-millionaire goes to Walmart and just fills his arms with the impulse buyer section right before checkout? He likes that shit. And he thinks it's funny. And he gets tattoos and, like, rubs the tattoos on himself, and he'll buy Nerf guns and those Orbeez guns and, like, dumb kid stuff. And he loves it. And he's got some mates at the farm that do the same stuff, and they think it's the best thing ever.
That's like just...
Like, no one sees that. And people think it's such more... It ain't that deep, bro.
Yeah.
It ain't that deep.
Yeah. You hang out with him for 5 minutes, you get that.
Dude, yeah.
He gets... Like, he has a crazy level of competitiveness, though, that is, like, very against his nature. You know what I mean?
He's a freak of nature to begin with. Like, I said the other day, I'm like, like the Jett I know, like he just, he's in his gear and he's in his zone, but he just walks to the bike, he throws his leg over it, and then God pulls the strings from then on, in my opinion. And because there's other stuff I see him do, and I'm like, there's no way you should be kicking my ass on the racetrack.
Yeah. How do you get to the track?
But like when his helmet goes on, his age, IQ, everything just triples.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he
rides like a veteran.
Yeah, he's truly, truly gifted in just... I remember watching him on a 60.
Yeah.
And just being like, well, fucking hell.
Yeah.
There's that. Like, some people get like Tiger Woods with a golf club. Like there's some people...
They're just put on the planet for one thing.
Yeah, they found the thing that they were completely... Like Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
That motherfucker was born to drive a race car.
He can drive.
Like, he is just gifted in that way,
Yeah,
but
I agree.
But then Jett as well, you have the most uncompetitive, silly person in the world away from a motorcycle. And then you put him in maybe not away. He'd be competitive in golf and things like that.
He's competitive with stuff like that.
But you put him in that world where it's like something matters. There's a score. Then it's like a different dude. Like I remember at SMX, I was in the Lawrence fan zone, and that we were hanging out before we went into the night show. And I see you boys, give you a hug, give you a high five, wish you luck, bro. Gave Jett a little high five, and the fucking look in that dude's eye, like I'd never seen him like that. So like there is some kind of crazy zone that he gets in when it comes to the sport, but then it's like the minute the moto is done, like that guy's pretty well gone.
No, absolutely.
It might be
sometimes I think he puts the look on a little bit, gives you the blue steel a little bit. He's a handsome lad, so I think he plays into that a little bit sometimes.
He was deep. Like you can see that he like really wanted to win.
We're focused. Like he puts a zone. I think him and me are on a different wavelength together in a sense. Like our communication relationship, like it is different to anyone else's relationship,
100%.
Which is cool because in that zone, like he might. No one else can get a giggle out of him or a chuckle or like crack it. Because he's in the zone, and like that is apparent, right? But if we're down the line, like we'll get a lot, we'll get something out of each other. But we know because we're in the same kind of wavelength, I think, is how it works. And I feel like we can. It's cool.
The other thing too that people probably wouldn't see without spending time with you guys is you're the big brother.
Yeah,
24/7 at all times. There is no.
I still like. Organize him sometimes like, hey, you got this, go get that, we're going to need this because X, Y, oh yeah, good idea. All right, cool. Now we go.
Like 23 or 22-0 and Hunter is still the boss of all that shit. What I mean?
Like he's his own boss.
Yeah, but there's like
that.
a clear dynamic of like who the big brother is at those times,
It's the big brother as in I'll always make sure you're good. Like he is like obviously you have your priority role, like my wife, Jett, my family, Tate, like mum and dad. Like I'll always put them before myself, if that makes sense. Even with serious stuff or whatever it is, like that's first and foremost the thing, which is big brother. Not a boss. I'll tell him what I think he needs to hear because I know I would have liked to have heard it in his shoes.
That's what I'm saying. You're telling him at all times exactly
what I think he needs to hear. And hey, like, give this a try, like this. And he's coming around good. He's trying to learn, starting to learn more and more, like wanting to learn like more mechanic stuff with cars and stuff like that. And it's cool. Happy to show him. Like, dude, one day, pretty funny story. So his rolls, right? 22-0. Dude, he wants this Mansory wide body rolls. Dude, show me. Like, thing's pretty fucking hard, dude. Like, thing's sick. He's like, yeah. And
especially when you buy it with fucking basketball shorts and Birkenstocks.
Dude, so this is Jett. Like, yeah, dude, I'm in like my old money era.
Oh.
So he goes to the dealership, like kind of satchel, like man purse, whatever, like the Birkenstock slides. And he's like, yeah, it's sick. Like, dude, they think like the kid's just here looking like what's the annoying kid. And like, yeah, dude, here, you'll get the wire like tomorrow. Anyway, so he gets this thing. Our mate Gary from Butler Tires in Georgia, Jett's like, dude, I want these wheels, full deep dish, like no spokes, just the full dish on the wide body rolls. They look tough, right? So he gets these custom wheels made in the barrel. It's got 22 and 0 engraved in black.
Stop it.
Hard. Center caps, floating caps, obviously cover up the 5 lug, and they got the rolls with the double R color matched to the interior, like the mandarin orange. Fire. So he's like, dude, my wheels turned up. Like, come help me put them on. Like, you know, this and that. Yeah, sure, I'll be over. He's like, call me. Hey, dude, I couldn't wait. Like, I started on one, but the back one's not going on right. I'm like, shit, okay. All right, I'll come over. Get over there. And the lug bolts. He didn't have the right lug bolts. So they weren't going in right. Off spacings, all different. Like, yada, whatever. And he's like, yeah, dude, like the front went on, no worries. And I'm like, the front's down, right? And he's got the back left jacked up. And I'm like, you sure the front left went on right? Like, because this one it's not working. Yeah, dude, I swear. Okay, let's try the other wheel. Maybe this wheel's just like not right, the lugs, whatever. Other side, not going. And I'm like, Jett, the front left wheel is on, tight, or bolts in. Yeah, dude, solid. Go over, I kick it. Obviously, the weight of the car's on it. Solid. Stick the jack under it. Kunk, 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 kunk. Oh, I'm like, I look at him. I'm like, you said it was on. And he's like, that dumb look he gives you when he knows he fucked up. And I'm like, bro, insurance company would not be stoked. Like the insurance on that for a 19-year-old or 20-year-old Rolls Royce $500,000 car.
What's
that
worth?
That Mansory one?
No. What's the insurance worth? That's like, bro. I know what my insurance is worth, dude.
Insurance is expensive, no matter who you are and what you do. Let's just leave it at that.
Yep.
But yeah, and just crack up. I'm like, that was an expensive mistake you were about to learn, bud.
Bro,
but funny, you know?
Imagine.
Yeah, classic.
It's
funny
like,
story.
Yeah, you can't be working on your $400,000 car, bud.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, just, make sure, like, and sure enough, the lugs weren't going in, so he's just got it there, didn't have it jacked up, full stop, whatever. But I'm like, yeah, this ain't going to work, mate. So, but those wheels he later went on to, dude, he dented 3 of the wheels, just potholes down in Tampa. So those wheels just, dude, they're like such a thin aluminum around them and stuff, and aluminium, and he just back to the stock Mansory ones, not the custom ones.
Just the stock shitters.
Just the stock Mansory ones.
just.
Yeah, he loves that thing. Cruises it.
Where does the Motocross of Nations rank? Because you made me cry.
Was the best. I think that was the utmost. Probably career highlight. Yeah, has to be that career highlight. Like winning Motocross of Nations for Australia. That is what it is. Winning Motocross of Nations for Australia for the first time in history is something we've wanted to do for a very long time. We've wanted to do that before winning an AMA title, believe it or not.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah, that's and just to the progression. Redbud, 3rd. Onay, 2nd. Madeley, 1st. We're done. We're not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, hang it up. Like, dude, just that's such a cool progression and just sick. And then to later share that in Melbourne, Marvel Stadium, with the Oz public and fans and supporters and just the moto community. Not even fans. Fuck. The moto community.
Yeah.
Like,
our people.
Our moto community.
Yeah.
We felt like the Avengers.
Dude, the way that, like,
epic.
You have, you obviously have a lot of success here, but you can get very disconnected.
Yeah.
You can
Big
be
time.
here.
Big
you
time.
can live here. You can never go back to Australia. You get your life here. Jett's got an American girlfriend.
Yep.
You're married here. The dogs. You probably
Yep.
have kids. The whole deal, right?
No kids yet.
Yeah, but we will have kids at some point.
Maybe.
So it's like very easy to just be here, live here. This country's given you a lot,
We're living the American dream.
Literally,
and we
dude.
love it.
Yeah.
And we're so grateful.
But that heritage of where you come from and and what it means to those people and the support. Like, I think you guys got a bit disconnected from how important you were to Australia.
Yeah.
And that's natural. That's a natural thing to have happen, right?
Yeah.
And so you win Motocross of Nations. You go back a couple weeks later to packed Marvel Stadium, bro. And just like, I was so glad. And I'm pretty sure I said it to you guys, like before you went, like, you're going to freak out at like how it's going to be. The reception was crazy. And dude, I'm sitting up watching the opening ceremonies with Millsy, and and Sammy, and we're sitting there like, fuck yes. Like, this feels like the boys deserve this moment right here. 40 something thousand fans were so stoked. And it's like everything kind of led up to a really beautiful moment that night.
Yeah, it did. That's the best night of my life.
Really?
Yeah. I said it to Tommy, and the thing, that was cooler than winning any of my titles. Jett agreed. Cooler than winning any of his titles. Dude. That was the peak. That was the coolest feeling ever. And we're eternally grateful for everyone that attended that and supported us on that, because it was sick. You know, England, we had a lot of Aussies there. It was epic. You know, it was cool. And the American public are so unreal, and they embrace us and welcome us with open arms, and we love it here. And we consider this our home now.
Yeah.
You know, it is, for the most part, it's our home. We couldn't have had this life we have here in Australia because the sport's not big enough. We don't have the population and stuff. So it's cool, man. It's just such a happy ending to the movie, like, feeling thing.
Yeah.
Life's good. It's amazing.
What did it, that night, did it change you guys, do you think? Like, to have that night and to like really feel that level of support?
Yeah, it did, because we hadn't ever gotten it up until then. Like, it was 2015, it was almost 2025, so it was almost 10 years since I'd raced in Australia. So it was pretty sick, because we never wanted to return back to Australia until we had achieved some goals. Because if we had it means we didn't succeed. We failed, right? So that was just the coolest feeling, to come back successful.
And mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished,
yeah,
kind of thing, you know. And there's still so much more to go, obviously, but in the time being.
Yeah, but I mean, you guys have just ticked so many of the boxes.
Further than we ever thought we would go.
Yeah, and that moment really felt like it kind of symbolized that, you know, and it was like, you guys made it. Yeah. You guys did everything. You did more than you ever thought you were going to do.
Hell yeah.
And this is what it means to the Aussie public. Yeah. Like, I feel like Australian motocross won that night, you know.
Well, they did. Like, dude, the three main events that we raced in AUS X Open, like, we're just on stock bikes, and like, we crappy start the first one, and dude, like, our whole shot buttons weren't even set to the right height. Like, we were just like, we're so happy to be home. It was a club day. Like,
in Marvel
dude,
Stadium.
we're just like, put her in the aggressive mapping on like the stock bike, go ride this thing. And yeah, come through the pack. I think Jett was like 11th. I was like 16th or something. Pass for 15th. The crowd erupts.
Losing
I'm
it.
like, did something happen? Like, what happened? We know Coop's up front. Did he pass? Did he crash? What happened? And then a few parts, like, no, they're cheering for us, and we're like,
way back.
Like, we suck right now. But it was cool. And the next one was good main, second, and then the last one was a fun one. Riding with Dean for that main was cool. No, I want to say give him a show, but riding around with Dino was cool, and like, keep the crowd engaged, and it was sick. Just, it was a show. It was epic. It was really cool. So that was the coolest thing I've ever experienced. Yeah, sick. A lot of cool memories from that. Bought my wife a real engagement ring, proper stone, a rock. Yeah. So yeah, that was really cool.
It's one of the things that kind of, it disappoints me a bit when I see some of the criticism about you boys and like the whole America thing, and it's just like, fuck, they love America. Like,
but
they
it's
are the
badass,
most,
yeah, because it's a patriotic.
Yeah.
And that's what AUS X Open, Australia was patriotic.
Yeah.
Can you say Australia's patriotic? I feel like patriotic is such an American only term.
Yeah, no.
Because like, I remember it's 2011 St. Jean d'Angely. I think it was 2011. Chad, Matt Moss, and I think it was Metcalf.
Yep.
At St. Jean, yeah.
Yep.
And they got third.
Yep.
Epic.
Yep.
All you want to do is bat for the Aussies overseas.
Yeah.
Good result.
Well,
that was huge.
What did we watch growing up? We watched Medi, we watched Burner, we watched Chad.
Yeah.
That's all I gave a fuck about was like Aussie boys racing Supercross.
Aussie boys racing abroad.
Yeah.
So, like, that was cool to imagine if those three guys, well, obviously Matt did, and I think Medi was still racing in, because he was Suzuki, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine if they come home.
Oh,
be sick.
Kings, bro.
Kings.
Yeah.
Be sick. And yeah, we want to feel like kings coming home. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Who doesn't? That's a selfish, greedy thing. Absolutely we want to. Like, but it was epic. It was cool. I can't wait to go back this year again.
Oh, it's going to be unreal.
It's cool, you know.
And I think
cool.
the more that it happens, the more that it, like, it's just going to build and build and build, you know.
It's cool, like, people telling us, you know, yeah, they're like, dude, the kids are looking up to you in the future and stuff.
Yeah, you're the Chad Reed that we used to watch.
You don't see it, and it's like, then you go back and you see it, and you're like,
yeah, exactly.
Fuck, we need to do more.
Yeah.
We need to do more. Like, it is possible. Like, we've got some young Aussies abroad at the moment, which is cool, you know. It's cool. Seeing Aussies more on the international stage. Let's keep it going.
Yeah.
It is possible.
Yeah.
It is possible.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're right. Like, it's one of the things that, like, the American patriotism. Like, I loved Deegs with the flag at Redbud when he won.
Yeah.
That to me, I was just like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, dude,
America,
they do it.
fuck yeah.
I remember J-Mart doing it.
Yeah, it's like the coolest
Yeah.
thing that he could have done on 4th of July. Like, that's as perfect story as
It's
it
a
gets.
no-brainer.
And then people were giving him shit for it, and I'm like, no, fuck off. Like, we're not doing that.
No,
That's about as good as it gets.
Yeah,
but
agreed.
it also at the same time, like, when you guys would be getting shit about, like, oh, they don't, whatever, the anti-American, and I'm like, that's so not the case.
Yeah, it's not the case.
It's the exact opposite. They're fucking Florida rednecks. They're Florida men at this point. Like, they ride around in mud. Yeah. Like, they've embraced this as much as possible.
Yeah.
That narrative shouldn't exist.
No, absolutely. I mean, we live by the laws of the land, and we love it here. We pay our tax here, and, like, we plan on living here for, like, permanently, you know? Like, that's... Our whole life is here. Dude, like, I feel like they forget, like, any war that America goes into, Australian troops, we're right there. Like, what are you guys getting into? Okay, yep, we're there with you. Do they need us? Maybe not. But, fuck it, we'll go. Like, we're like the little brother to America, you know?
Yeah.
Everything in Australia follows America. It's like 5 or 6 years behind America, right? Like, is that fair to say?
Totally, dude.
TV, style,
my number
fashion.
was always 7, but I completely agree. I was like, Australia's 7 years behind America.
Okay, yeah, 7 years, yep.
So that's my guess.
Yeah, like, it's, dude, every Australian's dream. Go to the States.
Yeah.
Go over there. Like, that's just majority of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want people to really, listen, to be like, okay, that's like a thing that we really need to understand about these boys.
Like,
that's not how it is.
Yeah. It's another nationality, whatever. But the Aussies, like, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But, no.
Dude, this was awesome. I appreciate you. This was glad we got to do it.
Not enough time, hey?
Dude, I know. Dude, it's been 3 and a half hours. It goes so quick. We'll just do it again.
We'll do another one.
What's next for you? Colorado,
fly
in town,
back to Florida.
Then back in Florida. Yep. Yeah, back on the grind.
Just ride, eat, sleep, train, repeat.
Just build.
Yeah.
Build and build.
Yeah.
Living the
Epic.
dream.
Thanks for the chat.
Dude, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
I'll be back.
Yes, I would love for you to come back. And
cool.
I'll keep glazing you, mate. I'll keep glazing. I'll just fucking just lather it up and keep doing my thing.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it, bro.
We'll get out for a roll soon.
Yeah, let's
get
do
some
it.
jits in.
Yeah, let's do it.
End of the season.
Done.
Be cool.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.